Then she walked over to his sister's hospital bed. She pictured a massive, scary shadow hovering over a tiny, helpless little kitten. It's not like I'm feeling sorry for these humans. She looked down and thought, I just really hate seeing anyone pick on the weak. If I go through with this, how am I any better than those trashy high-level monsters or those disgusting humans? She turned and bolted. Okay, tactical retreat time. For now, I just need to get as far away from Chu Mach's territory as possible. Suddenly, the system flared up. Alert. Host is currently under attack, activating injury transfer. But as lightning crackled, she suddenly remembered something crucial. She slammed face first into the dirt and screamed, You jerk! Chu Mach! Pulses of energy surged forward, locking onto the small figure way off in the distance. Gia let out a creepy smirk, purple energy swirling in his palms. How long are you gonna run? This is supposed to be a fair one-on-one, right? Is that all the fighting skill you've got? As long as I keep my distance, I've got absolutely nothing to worry about. So Mach dodged the incoming attacks with lightning speed. He charged straight at Gia and landed a brutal counterattack right in the guy's face. The impact sent Gia flying 10 meters back. Even though he was reeling, he still had that cocky grin on his face. Hey, human, look up! So Mach glanced toward the sky just as a massive ball of energy appeared out of nowhere. A huge explosion rocked the area, leaving everything covered in thick smoke. Gia stepped through the haze and started talking. Looks like you're hurting pretty bad. That's the first time I've seen you cough up blood. So Mach winced, clutching his side. Right back at you. You don't look so hot either. Hearing that, he just laughed. What are you even talking about? I am at my absolute peak right now. A little scratch like this is going to heal up in seconds. You don't have the energy to defend or heal yourself, so your injuries are just going to keep stacking up. I'll rip you to shreds long before I run out of power. So Mach caught that smug look and just gave a cold, sharp laugh. You seriously have the nerve to call this a fair fight? Suddenly, a sound chimed. The system warned that the host was hit, activating the injury transfer feature. Gia geared up for another strike. As long as I come out on top, and as long as I survive, who cares if I play dirty? Do you see these glowing marks right here on my hand? Do you even know what these lights represent? They're all the cultivators who gave up on being heroes and surrendered to us. So Mach, this is your very last chance. Either you bow down to me, or you die. So Mach shot back coldly. Thanks for the offer, but I'll pass. I really hate taking handouts from people like you. Somewhere else, in a totally creepy atmosphere filled with misty fog, a small group of people were huddled together whispering, I can't keep fighting anymore. But if I go in there and give up my status as a savior, I'm basically betraying all of humanity. Let's just go. Who cares? We're dead if we stay out here anyway. So what if we stop being heroes? We've done enough already. Then Nai spoke up. Halftime is almost over, so what is the big holdup? You guys are our honored guests after all. Latien Than's face darkened as he yelled, Shut your mouth! I will never ever surrender to a monster. Nai heard that and snapped. Since you said no, you are dead right here. And it is not just you. Your father and your entire sect are going to be totally annihilated by the enemy. He clicked his tongue and kept pushing. What a brat. Your dad worked way too hard to pave the way for you. You are really going to trash everything your sect built? You better figure out the right move before it is too late. Latien Thante gripped a mysterious potion bottle, then he swung his arm and smashed the thing to pieces. A surge of power exploded out as he screamed, Here is my answer. That massive energy blast ripped straight toward Nai, but he was fast and blocked it with his own strength. La Tien Than just stood there, staring in total shock at what just happened. La Tien Than stood there frozen, unable to believe his eyes. A cold voice echoed, Wrong choice. La Tien Than flinched as a massive hand with razor-sharp claws suddenly appeared right above his head. As soon as the words stopped, that giant hand slammed directly down on where he was standing. Seeing the chaos, the crowd outside panicked and shouted. He took a hit like that and did not even flinch. Can we actually fight back against a monster like that? Nai and his demon pack let out a terrifying laugh. Halftime is over. Are you cultivators ready to become our next meal? A massive shield suddenly dropped, covering a whole corner of the city. Inside that barrier, Chu Mach clutched his wounds, struggling just to keep his feet on the ground. A ping went off as the system announced the combat experience update was at 150%. Sync rate maxed out, skill obtained. Combat style active. Power is 3 times normal. You can manually trigger the skill to boost your combat stats 10 times for 10 seconds. In the year 184, a slave dynasty sparked a massive rebellion, using it as a chance. The rotten empire started falling apart, leading to war between lords and pure chaos. Cultivators ended the madness by sealing away all the ancient evil species. After that, the Great Latien Kingdom was born under divine rule, led by the Tai Nat Hoa Mansion. Dong Hoa Thien Mon led the 8 major sects to rule the land. The suffering people finally saw the start of peace. That is the history they write in the books. A hand reached out with a coin pouch. Here is 50 coins. A man took the pouch from the officer and said nervously, "Sir, I would like to quit my job." The officer asked, "You serious? The pay is great and it is safe. Where else are you going to find work?" The man replied, "I am just tired. I saved up some cash over the years and want to open a small shop." The officer did not push him. "I get it. Just do one more trip and you can go. That man is me, a porter. I have been doing this job for 5 years now." Then the monsters appeared, terrifying beasts from another world. Preparing for the interdimensional war, Great Lathien is building a secret realm to lock up all the worst criminals. They are going to be sacrifices for the realm, but this batch of offerings looks a bit strange. Men, women, old, young, all in rags. They just look like regular villagers from some random town. There is even a one-eyed old man locked in a carriage. Next to a large bonfire sat a carriage, and inside was an old man locked behind bars. He was blind in one eye and asked, "Hey kid, aren't you curious about our story?" The man leaning against the tree answered him without rushing. "You are a criminal and a sacrifice. Rules say the transporter is not allowed to talk to the offerings." The old man ignored him and started his tale. "Our village was in a remote, barren mountain. We barely survived by farming and gathering what we could. Decades passed and we made it work, but then the monsters showed up. That time, a lot of people died. My son and my granddaughter were gone. The survivors wanted to find a cultivator to protect us from the next attack. He hesitated before continuing, but we just could not afford the taxes they wanted to charge us." The man cut him off. "I do not want to hear this. Go to sleep. We hit the road tomorrow." The old man did not stop. He just kept mumbling. "To fight the beasts, we had to rely on ourselves. Normal weapons did nothing, and none of us had the talent to be cultivators. Luckily, I managed to find the corpse of one of those monsters. I used to be a doctor. People without talent can never become true cultivators, so I wanted to crack the secrets of the beasts. I dissected that monster. The villagers agreed with my plan. They let me experiment on them, hoping to gain power by merging with the monster. In the deep forest, only the old man's voice remained. The sad part is, even now, the ones who survived the experiments have not changed at all." The man finally spoke up and asked, "Is that how you lost your eye too? During the tests?" He answered, "Because I studied the monsters, our whole village was labeled as criminals. They called me crazy and said it was all pointless. They should not have trusted me. A villager hurt my eye, and that is why I am being kept separate." The man replied, "You really are crazy. Some doc out in the boonies thinks his research lets normal folks beat cultivators at fighting monsters. He just laughs and says, 'Who says that is not possible?' I know it sounds totally insane, but we just want to live. I want people born without any special talent to actually have the power to save themselves." Next morning, a line of prisoners is dragged along the winding forest path. This kid in chains suddenly loses it and screams, "Don't you dare touch my little sister." He shoves a guard aside, shocking the whole crew. Someone yells, "What is going on?" And a voice answers them. A tied-up brat did not just kill a guard, he blew up a whole boulder. The old guy locked in the carriage starts howling. "It worked! Ha, I finally did it." "Ha ha, please, just let that kid go. He is the spark, man. He is the only hope for the future." One guy scowls and says, "Old man is losing his marbles again." Then he asks, "Hey, you have the comms device, right? I need to report that weird freak out to the commander right now." The blade slides right against his throat, making him stutter in fear. "Yo, are you joking?" he asks. "You are a total psycho, and not just for letting that kid go. You are insane. You let the old guy and all the sacrifices walk? Do you have any idea what kind of end you will face for this?" The guy just shrugs and says, "Maybe I am the crazy one. Or maybe it is just this whole world. To build their secret realms, they turn prisoners into human sacrifices. I move these people for gold. I have hauled plenty of crooks, some deserve to die, but others really did not deserve it." Looking at the sky, he adds, "These folks are the ones who should not die. Maybe they can keep this world from being so crazy." 20 years later, in a small shack, a kid looks worried and says, "Man, you passed out again. You are slumped on the floor, coughing your lungs out and asking, 'How much time do I have left?' The kid replies, 'You fused with monster flesh, and it is literally eating you alive. I would guess you have maybe 2 years. But we are labeled as heretics and being hunted. With all this danger around us right now, it is hard to say if you will even make it 6 months." The blue-haired guy just smiles. "That is enough. I am sorry a cultivator like you got dragged into all this danger." The kid snaps back angrily. "Don't act like I volunteered for this. You totally tricked me. Have some self-awareness, will you?" The guy calmly replies, "You chose to join. Your own curiosity got you kicked out of your sect." The kid facepalms, feeling totally and utterly helpless. "Fine, I brought this on myself. But seriously, How can a human possibly wield the power of a monster? How could I not be curious? But don't you feel any resentment, even with the help of a total genius like me on your side? We finally found a way to do it without using that gross monster flesh, and you can actually get stronger. But as the first guy to ever pull this off, you are just going to die in agony. The guy sighs from the floor. Honestly, I am beyond bitter. But hey, aren't you supposed to be a total genius or something? So find a way to keep me alive. I actually want to try that new training method you invented. The kid yells, "Hey, it is not that simple. Because of the way your body rejects that monster flesh, your lifespan is being cut way short right now. Where am I supposed to find more years for you? If a genius like me was not around to help, you would be dead already." The guy looks at a little boy nearby and says, "I really want to stick around a bit longer to see if the body refinement cultivators of the next generation actually get recognized by the high heavens, so they are not labeled heretics anymore. These kids, I rescued them. Protecting them until they are all grown up is my responsibility. After that, they just stare at each other. The whole room goes dead silent. Finally, the kid sighs and gives in. Fine, I get it. I know you rescued those orphans. I will take care of them after you're gone." Suddenly, the wind chimes on the fence jingle. The kid panics. My alarm spell just went off. It is the high heaven cultivators. 3 squads are coming, totaling 60 people. The guy tries to calm him down. "Don't sweat it. Didn't we take on 5 squads before?" The kid snaps back. "Yeah, but everyone who helped us died in that fight, and now you are fainting all the time. Now it is just us 2 and a bunch of kids. How are we supposed to win this?" The blue-haired guy speaks up. "After that last fight, I hit my limit. I realized something. I should just let the monster flesh take over my body. If I let myself go totally berserk, I can tap into insane power for a little while. I will handle those cultivators. You get the kids out of here." The kid yells back. "No way! That is a suicide mission and you will die." He stays completely calm and says, "Maybe it is, but if I don't make it, just remember your promise." The teen calls him back and asks him nervously, "Wait, do you have any last wishes?" He just smiles. "I'm good. Our kids won't ever have to swallow monster flesh again. Training is a total grind, but at least now it is a safe way to get strong. Unlike me, they get to fight as pure humans and die as pure humans. No more being monster snacks or a heavy burden for the fancy cultivators. No more acting as fuel for those secret realms. Regular people actually have other choices now. Honestly, I'm already satisfied." Many years later, a voice rings out. "This is your final shot. Walk away now while you still can." The man smirks. "Final shot? I figured the great La Heaven would just execute me already." La Tien Thon steps up. "You're the top savior of the secret realm. They respect your clout, so they're giving you one more chance to save face. Just go out there and admit those crazy things you said were lies fed to you. Say it wasn't the truth and your record is wiped. If not, you duel the spirit officer." The man looks at his own hands and answers. "I see. A duel instead of a death sentence? Beat it." La Tien Thon snaps. "You nuts? Just apologize and they will let this go. You literally put the body refiners on the map and became the secret realm's strongest savior for everyone. Now you want to trash your legacy and be a common criminal?" The man answers slowly. "I'm just doing what is right. Plus, my words weren't just crazy ramblings. Based on my investigation, spiritual energy started drying up decades ago. This has completely shaken the foundation of Great La Heaven. They discovered the only way to merge 2 worlds to boost spiritual energy. Because of that, Great La Heaven started hopping into different dimensions. They unleashed monsters on villages as a cheap excuse to grab prisoners for their sick sacrifices, building secret realms for an interdimensional war." La Tien Thon asks, "Does the truth even matter? Everything they do is for our benefit as cultivators. You've worked your entire life for their respect. You finally became one of the elite immortals among us. Now you're throwing it away? Traitor to your own life's work? The whole reason everybody refiner worked so hard was to protect the normal people who don't have talent. I might be betraying who I was, but I'll never turn my back on the effort they all put in." He stands tall on the wooden gallows and speaks. "Forget their approval and the cultivator title. From this moment on, I'll live as a mortal and fight for the mortals of this world." The man focuses his mind. "Let the duel begin. You're strong, but you've hit the absolute ceiling for a body refiner. You won't win against a spirit officer." The man shrugs. "Maybe." La Tien Thon sneers. "So stupid. You're just tossing your life away for nothing." He just grins. "If I die here, my battle will spark a revolution for everyone else. I'm leaving some hope for the next generation, just like those before me." Suddenly, a massive and terrifying pressure radiates from Chu Mach. His opponent panics. Is this terrifying aura really coming from Chu Mach? He steps forward. "Notice it yet?" The guy flinches. "Notice what?" Chu Mach wipes his hands. you're dead. Scene shifts to a deserted island where total despair is spreading. Constant explosions are ringing out and massive fires are everywhere. Two guys are currently hiding behind a wall. The guy in yellow tells his buddy, "Safe here for now," but his mind is spinning with panic. Those legendary cultivators were slaughtered by the monsters like it was nothing. The guy in green is terrified. Even if we keep fighting, we're just going to be more dead bodies. Why die for nothing? Why didn't we just pick the hotel's main entrance? Seeing the guy's creepy face, the man in yellow freezes in terror. What are you doing? Stop! Don't go out there, they'll see us. He steps right into the open and surrenders in total despair. Hey, monsters, I give up. Can we be friends? Right behind him is a giant mouth, glowing blue eyes and razor-sharp teeth. A second later, the mouth unhinges and takes a massive bite, killing him instantly. Yellow shirt is stuck between two giants. That idiot, he lured them right to me. A green frog monster aims its long tongue at the juicy fresh meat. He can't react. I'm going to die. Just as that tongue whipped out, a flash of deep purple light sliced through the air. Wudong cut that green frog clean in half. The guy looked over, stunned. He just wiped out that beast in seconds. So strong. Finally, we are saved. But wait, he realized it wasn't over yet. Can't relax. There was another monster creeping up behind him, but Tian Tin cut it down instantly. The man frowned, thinking to himself, "Awesome, the danger is finally gone, right? Did he let his guard down too soon?" His body went limp. Turns out, another hidden green monster landed a lethal blow right through his gut. Can Tian walked up, saw the carnage, and just shook his head. Still too late. Nai slowly stepped out from the shadows, smirking as he tried to talk them into surrendering. You three are definitely not normal. Not only did you break the siege, but you're out here playing hero. Geniuses like you shouldn't die so easily. Tell you what, I'll give you one last chance. Just surrender. Why throw your lives away? Thien Tin wasn't having it. He snapped back, "Laugh while you can, pal. So Mach is going to wreck you any minute now." He didn't look worried at all. He just laughed harder and asked, "So Mach, you're really still banking on that guy?" It's been ages, and he's still stuck behind that barrier. If he's not dead yet, he's probably switched sides by now. Cut to another area where explosions are still rocking the place. Inside a hotel room, Hao Vu groaned. "Still fighting? The noise is killing me. All that screaming is so annoying." Lam Bin sat there complaining, "I wish those monsters would just eat them already. Such a total waste of time. I just want to go home already." He laughed and told them to show some respect. After all, they chose to be the saviors fighting for humanity. Lam Bin just shrugged. "Look, they're just a bunch of idiots. Even their top dog, Chu Mach, is locked up. Nobody knows if he's even breathing. What's the point of them dying here anyway? Humanity lost. It's not like anyone is going to thank them for failing." Back at Nai's spot, a blast of blue light hit the ground. He looked down at Kan Tien, who was kneeling, and asked, "Still trying to stand?" He couldn't even get a word out, just coughing up a storm. Looking at the two girls on the ground, Nai reminded him, "Your teammates are barely hanging on." He let out a cold, threatening laugh. "You just won't learn. You threw my kindness back in my face, so now it's judgment time. Too bad the sentence is death." Right then, a blinding golden light exploded from the cage. Cracks started spreading everywhere. Nai looked over, sweating, wondering. What was that noise? Kan Tien clutched his stomach. Despite the pain, he knew exactly what happened. The barrier, it's finally breaking. As the cage shattered into a million pieces, Chu Mach emerged, standing tall in front of a massive, glowing aura. He shielded his eyes, his brain totally fried. No way, how is this even happening right now? Watching that powerful figure charge at him, Nai wondered, the barrier is gone? Did Chu Mach seriously wipe out all those elites? He immediately popped a stealth seal to turn invisible. He knew a fair fight was a death sentence, so he had to hide fast. But Chu Mach was already closing in, his eyes glowing with pure, cold-blooded killing intent. He unleashed a massive area attack and shouted, "Don't even think about running away." Nai's body started fading away. He couldn't even speak, just stared in pure horror. He thought, a body cultivator using area attacks? That's cheating. Just like that, as he vanished, the sky finally cleared up and started looking bright again. Kan Tien felt the monster's energy completely vanish. That was almost too easy. So Mach walked over to Wudong and asked, "Can you heal?" Kan Tien answered immediately, "Yeah, I know a little bit, but I can only barely keep Wudong and Nguyen Thien Non alive." Hearing that, he walked past and said, "Good enough, heal them here. Once the mission in this secret realm is over, the Savior's injuries will automatically heal anyway." So Mach turned toward the hotel, sounding totally confident. "It'll be over soon. I'm going to wipe out every last monster left." Over at the hotel, things finally went quiet. The people inside noticed the fighting in the woods had stopped too. Lam Bin sat there mocking them. So, what was the point of those idiots struggling out there all day anyway? The end was already decided. Mysterious blue lights were swirling behind him as he got up to tell everyone, "The monsters won. Let's go home." A tiny leftover image of Nai lingered near Lam Bin. He thought to himself, even the whole family died at Somach's hands. Every single monster outside is probably dead by now. If I die too, this whole secret realm trial will fail. Luckily, I prepared 8 identity tokens in advance. Nai frowned. Wait, that's not right. The sect leader crushed 1 jar, so there are 7 left. As long as one exists, I'm immortal. They will never clear this secret realm. Stuck on this island with 0 spiritual energy for months, even Sumo is gonna run dry and die. I seriously cannot let him spot me yet. Right then, he throws a massive punch, obliterating the front door. The thing goes flying straight into the room. They scramble up, freaking out. What was that? Don't tell me that monster is backstabbing us and coming for our heads. Lam Bin looks like he's seen a ghost. It's worse. Sumo steps in, looking cold as ice and ready for war. Haovu rushes over, totally sucking up. Sumo, wait! Godmo! You actually wiped out all those beasts outside! Godmo, thank you so much. You saved our hides. Please, forgive us. Those monsters totally forced our hands. We were just too weak to fight back. Lam Bin desperately chimes in. Right, we were only faking it, waiting for the perfect chance to strike. Sumo glares, snapping at them. Shut your mouths. The beasts outside are all dead, but the secret realm mission is far from over. I have someone I absolutely have to save. No matter what it takes, I am going to kill that beast and finish this secret realm mission. Standing in the center of the room, he senses the energy. I've searched the whole island, and this is the only spot where I still feel a faint monster's breath. The beast is hiding among you, and I can't tell who's who. Too bad, but my only choice is to kill every suspicious person in this room right now. Lam Bin clutches his chest in a total panic. Kill us all? Godmo, I'm innocent. Seriously, which one of you jerks is covering for the monster? Step out now, or we're all dead meat. Chu Bin shouts, his hands trembling as he grips a glowing crystal tightly. Wait, I've got it. It's not a monster, it's this token. The beast used it as a marker. The monster's energy is definitely on this thing. Everyone else, move. Hand over the tokens those beasts gave you before you entered the realm to Godmo right now. Haovu clutches his stomach and yells, You've got to be kidding me. I swallowed mine just to keep it safe. He immediately starts thinking, all right, I'll just head to the bathroom and wait for it to come out. But dark energy starts swirling around his feet. The spiritual power from Na's mark begins pouring out since it's been spotted, and Haovu can only scream in pure agony, Help me! The crystal in Truong Bin's hand starts doing the exact same thing. He yells in terror, Monster, stay back! Pieces of the shattered souls inside the mark slowly start to fuse together. Once Na fully takes shape, he sneers, Sumo, you're actually pretty ruthless. Are you really willing to slaughter your own kind just to smoke me out without a second thought? He replies coldly, Whatever you say, they're still cultivators and essential teammates of mine. Sumo stares him down with ice-cold eyes. Threatening to kill them was just an act. I just wanted to rattle you so you'd show yourself. Turns out you're even easier to trick than that show-off freak. I forced you out in a heartbeat, though I couldn't save them in time. Na shouts back, Cut the crap! That bloodlust of yours was the real deal. As soon as he finishes talking, Sumo's hand snaps out and grabs him by the face. Sumo crushes him instantly. Damn right it was. I'm getting payback for every cultivator you murdered. Outside the hotel, the air turns grim as 3 dark shadows fly out. Na thinks to himself, Getting out of that hall cost me 4 clones, but I've still got 3 more left. But a second later, his heart drops. Crap, now there's only 2. Na pushes himself to max speed, thinking, Time's running out. I have to finish this one last thing. He's caught in his thoughts when Sumo suddenly appears right in front of him. I'm dead meat, he whispers. Na's terrified, his smirk totally gone. No way, did this guy just teleport right in front of me? I don't care how, I just have to run. He tries to stall for time, but Sumo doesn't give him a single second. 1 punch, and he's dust. Sumo senses the area again. Still 1 more left. Nearby, Na's final shadow is frantically trying to escape the hotel. He's pushing himself to the limit, flying away as fast as he possibly can. Can Tien stands guard over the unconscious Wudong, thinking, is that monster actually trying to escape Sumo's lethal hunt? He suddenly realizes with a jolt, wait, if he's just running, why come here of all places? He's actually planning to attack us. His powers split in 3. He's hiding his real body to mask where the actual attack is coming from. I used almost all my energy healing Wudong and Inguyet Tiantin. I'm running on empty. Dark thoughts cloud his mind as everything goes black. Even if I go all out, I can only protect 1 person. If I bet wrong, we're both dead. Wudong lies there, totally still, as a faint dark energy starts to creep up around her. Suddenly, a ring of fire erupts around her, instantly blocking the monster's incoming strike. Another part of the beast shifts into a sharp blade. Kan Tian uses his last bit of strength to block it with his fan. He realizes right then that Vu Dong wasn't the target. The attack on her was just a diversion. Can't believe it, Kan Tian blew the call. The hostage is Nugyet Tien Tin, and Nai's dark power is already creeping into her soul. He's grinning like he already won. I won the bet, kid. Suo Mo, you're way too late to save her. Suo Mo steps up, radiating pure dominance, and gives the beast a cold stare. Oh, really? Well, it's never too late to kill you. The demon barks out a challenge. Go ahead, strike me. I won't even fight back. I'm inside her now if I go down. She goes with me. Nai looks at Vu Dong with a creepy smirk. It's a win-win for me, but there's one tiny little catch for you. If you want to save your teammate, you'll have to murder someone while the whole world watches. So, what's it gonna be, hero? Kan Tien feels terrible. Suo Mo, this is my fault. Let me be the one to kill this monster. Suo Mo puts a hand on Tien Tin's shoulder. Don't worry about it. You can't even stand straight right now anyway. Relax. Nobody's dying today. Suo Mo suddenly starts shaking her with insane force. Nai's spirit body starts warping. You think this stupid plan will work? Do you honestly believe you can just shake me out of her like that? Wait a second. I was just playing around. I'm sorry, okay? Stop shaking me, please. After a moment, the last of Nai's essence gets booted out. Suo Mo says softly, all right, the place is finally clean. He makes a fist and promises coldly, now I'm gonna smash you into dust. One massive punch explodes through the air, shattering whatever's left of Nai. It's over. For real this time. Before fading away, the monster leaves one last cocky grin. Why are you so smug, kid? Look around. How many cultivators are even left in this realm? Our mission is done. You're strong, sure, but you're relying on tricks and techniques now. You've basically given up on using raw, simple violence to settle your fights. Since you're forced to use skill, your peak combat power has hit a wall. You won't get any stronger than this. The future belongs to us beasts. We've already won. System alert. Host has finished the second realm mission. Special reward granted. Perfect heart. Power limit removed. Host's combat level can now grow forever. With the mission wrapped up, the system starts shifting the space around them back to its original form. Clear blue skies return to the hotel. Inside one of the rooms, a voice breaks the silence. The final numbers are in. After that second realm nightmare, only 706 survivors are left. Li Tuang sighs. Victory came at a brutal price. Dick Shuang turns to him. Elder Kwai, you leaving so soon? He stands up and sighs. Sorry, we have traitors among our cultivators who caused way too much damage. Looking at the Taihuyen sect, I have to join a meeting to deal with these rats. She understands and tells them to finish the stream. Right now, those backstabbers are definitely the biggest thing everyone is worried about. Kui Tin looks deep in thought. Actually, the real storm is the upcoming clash between Suo Mo and the Lee Corporation. At the Lee Corporation headquarters, the assistant reports, Sir, I've tried everything. Every single cultivation sect we've supported is ghosting us. They won't even pick up the phone. Those guys took so much from us, and now they're running faster than scared rabbits. Chairman Lee just laughs at the news. I didn't expect much from them. It was just business. Right then, the sound of footsteps echoes as someone enters the room. The stranger scoffs, noting that Lee didn't just piss off Suo Mo, but his monster ties are now public knowledge too. Yet you're still sitting here acting all calm. Honestly, I'm kind of impressed by your nerves. Though, your home security could probably use a serious upgrade. The assistant panics as the intruder creeps closer. What's your business with my boss? Sir, step back. I'll handle this freak. Chairman Lee just strokes his beard. Relax. Don't overdo it. This is the Corporate Alliance envoy. He's here to help us survive this disaster. The envoy smirks. Chairman Lee, you're pretty cocky. I'm just here to deliver the Alliance's final verdict on your situation. You know, there are plenty of other chairmen who would love to watch you lose everything. Lee nods, putting the pieces together. I see. So everyone voted on whether to save the Lee Corporation or not. Let me guess. 20 votes to help, 4 against, and 1 guy couldn't decide. The envoy is genuinely stunned. Wow. Those numbers are exactly what the board decided. Old Lee grins. More than they hate me, they can't stand Suo Mo existing. We've all worked with beasts. They're just terrified Suo Mo will cause more trouble than I did. Tell me, what's the plan? The guy smiles. We're moving you to a safe house for a little vacation. Meanwhile, we'll tell the world you've vanished. Meanwhile, the feds are officially raiding the Lee group. Don't worry, the Alliance will scrub those sensitive files before they find a thing. Missing records and paperwork delays are going to keep the Lee group under the microscope for a long, long time. Old man Lee just shrugged. Look, let's be real. I'm not rotting in some nameless island prison for the rest of my life. The messenger played it cool. Relax, man. We just need to stall this investigation for a few months. People have short memories. In a year, when our world and the other world merge, you'll be living the high life again. Peace and luxury, baby. The old fox narrowed his eyes. You're missing the biggest piece of the puzzle. What are we doing about Sumo? The messenger didn't blink. Anyone who steps to the group ends up 6 feet under. Cut to Sumo's villa that night. A massive feast is laid out. He looks at Ngai and says, "So this is my peace offering. I put you through hell before, and for that I'm sorry. No more stress, okay? Just go to town on this food." She snapped instantly. "You think some cheap takeout makes us even? I almost died because of your drama. Is this all your apology is worth? I want the good stuff. I'm talking giant lobsters and a real feast." Sumo sighed. "I'm broke, kid. If you want lobster, we gotta wait for Vu Dong to wake up and foot the bill. She's been out cold since the secret realm. It's gonna be a minute. Here's a recording of the second realm if you're bored enough to watch it." Ngai grabbed the iPad, acting unimpressed. "Fine, I guess it beats staring at the wall, but you owe me that lobster." Suddenly, her eyes went wide at the screen. What in the actual hell is this? She couldn't believe what she was seeing. Every single trap they set. Sumo just brushed them off like they were nothing. Wait, they're all wiped out? The 12 beasts left on Earth are total scrubs, and I've got 0 power left to fight back. So my whole secret spy mission is basically trash now, right? Great. Sumo was thinking about those 12 beasts too. "Hey, Ngai, think you can track down those remaining monsters for me?" Thanks to that pet bond system, he could hear every single panicky thought she had. How does he not know the plan yet? This guy is terrifying, and here I was, acting all high and mighty. I really have a death wish, don't I? He leaned in close. "Didn't you want lobster?" She flinched. "No way, chicken legs are fine. I totally love chicken legs," the system chimed. Ngai's affection for host +1. Then it pinged again. "Make that +2. Vu Dong drifted into the room. I could smell that from the hallway. "Is it finally time for dinner?" Sumo checked on her. "Vu Dong, you shouldn't be up. Why aren't you resting?" She looked like she was in a hurry. "How can I sleep after seeing the Lee group trending? Their chairman has vanished into thin air without a trace. They're being investigated, but it's clearly a stall tactic. They literally betrayed all of humanity, and they're just getting away with it. They hurt so many heroes and won't pay for it? It's so messed up, I can't even look at my food right now." Ngai had a chicken leg in each hand, chewing away. So no lobster then?" The room went dead silent. Sumo turned to her. "Your monster buddies are all dead, yet you're sitting here having the time of your life." She blurted out before thinking. "Huh? Those guys weren't my friends. Those high-tier beasts were just bullies. They loved picking on the smaller tribes like mine. Total trash, the lot of them. I get that, but asking you to hunt down your own kind on Earth? You really don't feel bad about that? If it's too much, I won't make you do it." Ngai looked up. "You mean that? Really? Wait." She froze. A thought hit her. "No, this is a trap. He's testing my loyalty to see where I stand. He saw me break that cage when he got back, but he didn't say a word. He just bought me dinner instead." She looked back at everything. "He's playing the long game, trying to get me to let my guard down. If I don't play ball now, things are going to end very badly for me." Very soon, Ngai stood tall and saluted. "Don't worry, master. I'll find every last beast for you. I won't let your trust or your kindness go to waste." Vu Dong turned to Sumo. "You're actually letting her track those monsters down for you?" "Yep. We need cold, hard evidence to totally bury the Lee group and find out why my sister is stuck in a coma." Vu Dong looked skeptical. "If people find out you're working with her, things will get messy. It'll raise too many questions. Maybe we should just ask Nguyet Thien, Tin, or Kan's son for some backup on this instead." Sumo shook his head. "I'd rather risk taking her out. Honestly, I don't trust the cultivators from the 4 great sects." He paused for a second. "Hey, Vu Dong, ever heard of Dai La Thien?" Vu Dong replied, "My master told me Dai La Thien was once the strongest sect ever, and they even built their own kingdom for cultivators. But then the spiritual energy started drying up. Cultivators eventually gave up ruling the world. Dai La Thien just became the secret headquarters for all cultivators. But that is all ancient history. Dai La Thien is gone, so Mach felt a bit let down. Is that so? Still, from what I know, that monster invasion from 1,000 years ago and those secret realms are linked to Dai La Thien. These realms are shady. They are supposed to be defense lines for cultivators, but they are way too easy to sabotage. It is like they want heroes to die. The last realm mission actually cost me a fate coin. This time I did not even get a reward. Not one coin." Vu Dong was shocked. "Wait, what? You are the hero who saved everyone and stopped the monster plot. Getting 0 rewards is straight up garbage." So Mach said, "I trust the mountain, but those 4 big sects behind them? I do not trust them at all. I will investigate the realms later. For now, the priority is taking down the Lee Corporation once and for all. In a luxury kitchen, a chef stood frozen, holding a covered food tray that had not been opened yet. The chef asked fearfully, "Lord Monster, is the food today not to your taste?" The beast patted his fat gut and said, "I am already hungry again." The chef freaked out. His hands shook and he started to stutter as he held the food tray. My lord, I am so sorry. I will make it again right now." The monster ignored the chef's mistake and said, "No need, you look pretty tasty yourself." The chef heard this and collapsed, shaking in pure terror. A heavy-looking black bag sat on the floor. A guy in blue grabbed it. "Is this the chef's body? It feels pretty light for a person." The guy in white warned, "I suggest you do not open that bag. I already puked once while cleaning up the mess. This is the third corpse we found today." That monster was actually behaving himself for a few days. But since his bosses died in the realm, he is going totally psycho again. Blue Shirt sighed. "The boss is out enjoying himself somewhere while we are here suffering with this monster." White Shirt warned, "Stop complaining already. We are over 35. If we quit, nobody is hiring us for this kind of cash. The Lee Group pays well, and they own us. Just keep your head down and work honestly." Blue Shirt nodded. "Got it. Let me just dump this trash first." Outside, he ran into a stranger. "Excuse me, is the monster in that room? This basement is a total maze." Blue Shirt was annoyed. "What? You knew? Don't bug me. Go get a digital map from marketing." Then it clicked. He realized exactly who this kid was. So Mach just smiled. "Relax. I am just delivering food." At a luxury resort, a bunny girl purred softly. "President, sorry for the wait. As requested, this is the finest wine. Flown in from 1,000 miles away." Another girl snapped, "Can you not see we are busy giving the president a massage right now?" The boss just laughed. "No rush, no rush." The girl winked. "Good, because I come with the bottle as a gift." His assistant stared at his tablet, looking absolutely pale. The boss joked, "What now? Is there another free gift coming?" The assistant screamed, "Sir, we are screwed." So Mach is at the front door. The boss choked on his wine. "You what?" Footsteps echoed through the storage room. The monster heard them and growled. "What did I say? I said give me an hour. Or are you here to be my snack?" So Mach stopped. "I am not tasty. Sounds like you have eaten enough people already." The monster glared. "You got a problem? Low-life humans should be honored to fill my stomach." So Mach smirked. "Oh, really? I was going to keep you alive for evidence. It is more convincing." He paused and said, "Whatever. Even without you, there are still 11 more." The monster was terrified as he realized exactly who was standing there. How did So Mach find me so fast? While the fat monster wondered if the company sold him out those dirty humans, So Mach launched a powerful kick, glowing with a golden light, right into his face. The big-mouthed beast roars. "Let me finish, you jerk." So Mach turns back with a heavy sigh and adds, "Seriously? There is a second phase?" He says it, then one-shots the monster. Shrugging, So Mach lifts his arm and says with a disappointed sigh, "I got heated and went overboard." Luckily, there is enough of the carcass left to serve as evidence for the mission. The room starts blowing up around him. So Mach just sighs and mutters, "Whoa, looks like they caught me. Now they are blowing things up to hide the evidence. Zero creativity here. Explosions rip through the entire room." Meanwhile, a news reporter is already waiting outside for a scoop. Gripping the mic, she says, "Everyone, I am reporting live from the explosion site in the western suburbs of Andong City. Per your tips, the explosion centered on the Lee Corporation headquarters. We still do not know what triggered the blast." "But wait," the reporter screams, "wait, turn the camera that way. Someone is walking out of the wreckage. It is So Mach." Carrying a monster corpse, So Mach walks out calmly. The reporter shoves the mic at him and says, "Excuse me, Mr. So Mach, our hero, could we have a moment for a quick interview? Did you just launch a sudden sneak attack on the Lee Group? They are under investigation. You seem more interested in starting a fight than seeking actual justice." So Mach looks her up and down before calling out her little act. "You are a reporter, but you showed up the second things blew up. It is like you were already prepared. Seems you guys move faster than I do. Impressive." The reporter quickly tries to defend herself. "You have it all wrong. We were just doing an interview nearby. We never expected such a tragic explosion to happen. Did you even consider that your reckless fighting could have seriously injured innocent civilians or the regular employees here?" So Mach plays dumb and answers the reporter. "I was just trying to help find the truth about the missing chairman of the Lee Group. I wanted a friendly chat. I never expected monsters in this base to suddenly jump me. Honestly, I was terrified. I had to defend myself. Then, the base just exploded. Really, I am just an average victim in all of this. Inside a fancy mall, the lights are glowing. Once the news about the Lee Group hits, the internet starts blowing up with comments. Whoa, So March just leveled a subsidiary of the Lee Group. Man, that guy is doing great work. The Lee Group needs to go down. They have been causing chaos forever. Never thought I would see this day. Wait, isn't the whole Lee Corporation already supposed to be under official investigation? People keep arguing. Investigation? That is just a scam. Mark Thun is the real deal. When things get real, he steps up. He is the god of war for the common man. A total superhero. 1 million people are still watching the stream. Wait, did the Secret Realm mission finish today or what? Anything related to the Lee Group is getting scrubbed from the internet. This is the only place left to talk. I dare that corporation to ban this streaming app too. Did anyone see that interview So March just gave to the press? I was just defending myself, So March says with a deadpan face. I was really scared, guys. The video shows So March walking away from the Lee Group wreckage. A massive wave of comments starts flooding the screen. Sure, revenge makes sense, but being this reckless is selfish. He could have seriously hurt some innocent people back there. Is anyone really still defending that old jerk? You are getting sold out while helping him count his money? They betrayed Earth to join the monsters? Hope the monsters eat you alive. Go back to being a corporate slave for Old Man Lee on Earth. Lee Group stock is tanking. They will be bankrupt in days. The news feed shows two familiar faces from the recent scandal, reimagined by the internet. Chairman Lee growls at So March. How much longer until the Lee Group goes bankrupt? So March just looks at him and says, 5. The old man asks, 5 what? Years? Months? Then So March starts counting down, 4, and the story ends right there. More comments flash across the main screen. They say Chairman Lee is missing. You sure he was not just silenced for good? Haha, serves him right. I heard his oldest son died suddenly not too long ago. Talk about bad luck. The younger son is just a worthless playboy. This is pure karma. At a luxury resort, Chairman Lee smashes his glass against the floor in a rage. He screams at everyone around him, "Get out!" Those cute bunny girls have no clue what to do. They just give the chairman a sad look and whine. But chairman, he has zero mercy for these beauties. Shut up and get out, all of you. He slams the table, gasping for air in a blind fury. His eyes are practically bleeding with rage. Gritting his teeth, he screams out in anger, "Damn it all to hell! These low-life dogs actually dare to gossip about me and So March. How on earth did that brat find the monster hideout so quickly? Is there a spy? Is someone in the corporate alliance trying to screw me over?" In the busy city, only the captured beast looks on with a grim stare. Ear sat there laughing it up while shooting the breeze with Sumo. That loser loved bullying the weak and harassing his own crew. Seeing him hit rock bottom like this is just karma. He totally deserved it. Sumo saw her cracking up and asked, "Hey, Ears, since you helped track down that monster hideout so fast, do you want a reward?" Hearing that, her face lit up and she looked way more excited than usual. "Anything goes? Then I want Boston lobster." Sumo looked at her with a helpless expression. "Do you seriously want lobster that badly? Fine, you got it." Ears literally jumped for joy. Then, that system voice pinged in my head once again. System alert. Affinity level for Ears has officially reached 30 points. Achievement unlocked. You got the symbiotic evolution reward. Now you can share strength with your pets. Their max combat power can now increase by up to half of your own current level. Suddenly, footsteps echoed down the empty street. Sumo whispered to Ears, "Someone is coming. Get out of sight, right now." Ears immediately shifted back to her original form and climbed onto Sumo's neck. Li Hanning and Xiaozhou walked up. Xiaozhou spoke first. "Finding you was not exactly easy, Sumo." Sumo glanced over at the two of them. "Frosty, I remember you. You bailed halfway through our fight yesterday. Now you are back with a buddy? You really still want to go at it with me?" Li Hanning offered a small smile. "Look, I am sorry about Xiaozhou's unnecessary drama with you yesterday. To stop the corporate alliance from working with those monsters, we want to team up with you. I am Li Hanning. I assume you have heard my name before." Sumo replied. "Oh, I know you. The trust fund loser of the Lee Corporation. Betraying your own class already? Fine then. Let's do it. We are partners." Li Hanning was completely caught off guard. "I know you probably will not trust me that easily." He paused for a second, realized something was wrong, and looked totally shocked as he replied, "Wait, seriously? You are actually down? I had a whole opening speech ready for nothing." Sumo did not miss a beat. "No, I do not trust you at all. If you try to play me, I will just use you as a hostage. I will force the Lee Corp chairman out. That might actually be a much easier way." Li Hanning sighed. "Solid plan, but my father is not that easy to threaten. He has never cared about a useless kid like me anyway. Man, you are savage. Honestly, I am actually a huge fan of yours, but meeting you in person really just ruined the whole image." Sumo reached out his hand to them and said, "Is that so?" I think honesty is the foundation of any partnership. Happy working together. Xia Zhou cut in. Hold on, Sumo. Before we do this, I have one request. In our last match, you were definitely hiding your real strength, were you not? Sumo thought to himself. Actually, not really. If we are going to be teammates, fighting each other is a bad look. But I need one more round. I want to fight you again. This time, I am hoping you will actually get serious and go all out. Sumo gave in. All right, fine. If you are that obsessed with losing to me again, let's go. Let's do it then. Come at me with everything. Hearing that, Xia Zhou charged forward with a determined look, his fist already glowing with built-up energy. But all he got in return was one incredibly basic uppercut from Sumo's side, getting sent flying backward. Xia Zhou slumped against the wall, looking like his soul left his body. Sumo walked over. Hey man, are you okay? I controlled my power, so you are not actually hurt. Hanning walked over, laughing. Dude, saying that is what hurts him the most. Back in the day, he was a cultivator who looked down on all 4 major sects. He was pretty cocky until he ran into a freak genius, even weirder than him. Xia Zhou's face went pale as he muttered to himself, unable to react. I just lost again for no reason. It has only been one day, yet the gap is this huge. Am I being hacked or something right now? Like those systems you read about in comics. Sumo looked over. What are you even talking about? Stuff like that does not exist in the real world, Hanning interrupted. Anyway, business. We can provide you with some intel, like where the corporation moves its files. Sumo waved it off. Nah, I just want to find the monsters Lee Corp is hiding. When he heard that request, he immediately replied, Look, I honestly cannot help you much with that. The company's security regarding monsters is tight. At most, I can help you find the city where they are hiding. But can you not find them yourself? Sumo was honest. That was just pure luck. I can only sense their energy within a certain range. Before I take down the Lee Corporation, I do not want to make too many enemies. Which is why I am only planning to ambush the monsters that Lee Corp has already captured. While the other groups are distracted, I need you to find the list of corporate alliances working with those beasts. Hanning smirked. That is actually a solid move. My dad will start thinking the corporate alliance is the one betraying him. Just sway him, and we will easily squeeze the whole corporate alliance list out of him, he said, staring down at his phone. You just took out a beast. Now the Lee group is scrambling to move the other monsters. I'll hit you up tomorrow with the specific city coordinates. Somar cuts in. Wait up, can I hit you up for some operational funds? Honestly, I forgot you needed funds. I am a bit broke right now, but for the moment, I can only front you 300 million. He looks a bit embarrassed. Nah, I just need lunch money. I wanted to borrow a few thousand to go grab some lobster. System alert. 9 years favorability toward the host has increased by exactly 1 point. 20 days later, in a mysterious city, a hidden monster frets. So March found me? How? You humans really suck at keeping a secret? A second later, a massive explosion rocks a downtown skyscraper. The announcement blares, stay calm, choppers in 5 minutes. So Mach appears with ice in his eyes. Too bad, monster, you are not going anywhere. I heard you have never killed a human. Surrender now, and I will spare your life. It glared back. Is that a joke? I will die in battle before I ever become a prisoner. So Mach coldly raised his hand. I admire the guts. I'll give you exactly what you want. At the Lee family hideout, Chairman Lee is fuming. That is 4. 4 monsters already taken out by So March. He snaps at the messenger. How the hell is he tracking them? Have you still not found the leak? The man checks the report. Chairman Lee, we found it. We have a snitch inside the group feeding So March intel. The chairman roars. Which bastard is it? I will kill him. The one-eyed messenger answers bluntly. It is your own son, Lee Hamlin. The kid is a hell of an actor. We only just found the trail. He is the one who hit the underground base and sabotaged the plan to merge both worlds. His face goes pale. He cannot believe it. What? You think a loser like Lee Hamlin could do that? The messenger adds, you clearly don't know him. He has been playing us. He is a real villain. This file tracks his every move over the last few years. Take a look for yourself. The chairman stammers. But why? The messenger cuts him off. That doesn't even matter right now. Now that we found the rat, we can use him to lead Somarch into a trap. Switch to a rooftop in another city. Somarch wonders. No monster yet? Hamlin says, based on the intel I got, monster number 5 has to cross through this city to reach the new base. Suddenly, he feels it. The monster is here. Looking at a car below, Somarch senses something is very wrong. Strange. That beast is heading straight for the city center. Inside, the monster tells the driver to stop. The driver replies, Lord Beast, this is your final stop. This is where you die. According to our plan, Somarch kills you right here. The monster growls, "Keep driving and tell me your plan, or I'll kill you right now." The driver points a weapon at his head. "Don't worry, Lord Beast. According to the script, I ended here so my daughter can stay alive." The monster hops out and sighs. "Humans are absolute trash. I see their play." He enters the city. People scatter, screaming at the top of their lungs, "Monster!" Baring his fangs, he mutters, "This is a plan only a real monster could think up. Fine, I'll play along and go big." Spikes explode from its body as it unleashes its deadly skills. Massive vines lash out at the crowd, and the screaming never stops. Sharp vines shoot forward. They stop inches away from a terrified man's face. He falls back, gasping. It stopped? The beast lies defeated, pinned right under Chu Mach's boot. He looks down, totally baffled. "Is the group alliance insane, letting a beast like you run wild downtown?" It replies, "Slaughtering weak humans gives me zero joy anyway." The beast speaks in riddles. "Too bad I won't see you get destroyed." "Chu Mach, my mission is complete." Right then, it self-destructs in a massive burst of blue light. Chu Mach watches. He didn't even fight. He just took himself out. This was the goal. A green mist blankets the entire city, and a dark, sinister energy begins to creep into every single alleyway. People inhaling this toxic mist gag and foam at the mouth before hitting the pavement. Chu Mach keeps walking, his mind racing with a million questions. Breaking news on the tube. Field reporters are dropping the latest. Chu Mach and some monster are throwing down hard in Ren City. After the beast kicked the bucket, it leaked poison gas, wiping out hundreds of people in the nearby area. Thoughts and prayers to the victims. Cut to a beach on some remote island. Fresh update. The big boss of the Lee Group finally crawled out of hiding to give a statement. He is staring down the camera lens in his office. "I am sorry. For the last 6 months, I was mind-controlled by monsters and did some truly unforgivable stuff." Chairman Lee puts on a tragic face. "Those freaky monsters, they totally hijacked my brain. I betrayed humanity, the Lee Group, and all the hard-working employees who actually trusted me. It was a total nightmare. As of today, the monster's mental grip on me is finally broken. I am clean. I am finally free." He buries his head in his hands, acting all guilty. "I am not saying this for your forgiveness. I know my actions over these months ruined lives, but there is one person I absolutely have to see before it is all over." Wearing that same pathetic look, Chairman Lee stares at the screen and drops the bomb. "Chu Mach, I need to apologize to your face before I face the judge. I will be waiting at Campbell Island." Right after he finishes, "The internet goes nuclear," rumors say. Chu Mach's city brawl left hundreds dead. People are starting to turn on the guy. "You really believe that garbage the government is feeding you?" My buddy in Ren City says 3,000 are dead. The news photos only show 3,000? Massive understatement. I live here, guys. Multiple blocks are just gone. We are talking at least 10,000 dead. The pity party is over, and the hate is starting to get real. This is brutal. Is Chu Mach's brain fried? Why fight a monster in downtown? Others are chirping too. Like, does he even care about us normal folks? Every time he kills a monster, the collateral damage is insane. Before, they just buried the death tolls to keep him looking good. He is clearly just a killer posing as a superhero, more like a supervillain to me. Is the truth out yet, or are we just spreading wild rumors already? Mach God saves the world, and you losers take all the credit for his hard work. Cut to a fancy villa. The hate comments keep rolling in. Looks like the cesspool exploded and the flies are everywhere. People still fanboy over, so Mach? Seeing that name makes me want to puke. Did anyone even ask him to save us? Just die already, murderer. Inside, the one-eyed messenger is loving this. This is absolutely perfect. Now the whole world is turning against Chu Mach's ego. Everything is going exactly according to our master plan. Chairman Lee asks, "Are the 4 big cultivator sects back?" He just smiles. "The cultivators are on our side now, trust me." Imagine a rogue superhero. Think about it, a guy living totally above the law who could wreck any company or city on a whim. What happens then? Stocks tank, unemployment lines get longer, and chaos wins the day. Industries are frozen, big firms are cutting staff, and even the cultivators are seeing their paychecks shrink big time. The messenger growls. Add in the massive body count in the city center this time. So Mach basically trashed the golden boy image cultivators had with the public. It is a mess. To protect their own wallets, those cultivators won't let Chu Mach keep running wild anymore. Old man Lee is sweating. Easy for you to say. You are sending me to meet Chu Mach, not some weak old grandpa. If Chu Mach really wants me dead, I do not think those useless cultivators can stop him at all. Relax, he tells him. This meeting is just a formality to make him face the cold, hard reality. If he lays a finger on you, he is done. He becomes the public enemy of every corporation and cultivator. Heck, the enemy of the entire world. His only move will be to play nice with our alliance. The boss gets it, but he is still salty. Must be nice. You and Chu Mach play house while I am the one rotting in prison. Messenger frowns. Chairman Lee, give me a break. Your kid Han Ling has caused us way too much trouble already. Checking into a cell for a few months is basically a 5-star vacation for you. And the Lee group is going to pay a heavy price too. Lee snaps, what? That is not the deal. He drops the news. Chairman Lee, this is the final call from the corporate alliance. You get to live, but that traitor Lee Han Ling has to go. You have got plenty of other kids anyway, right? What is one less rebel son in the mix? Chairman Lee finally gets the picture. He bows his head and gives a pretty miserable response. Got it. Those terms are fair. Anyone who betrays the corporate alliance deserves to die anyway. Cut to another city. From high above, Sumo stands there, staring at his phone with a serious look on his face. Little Ear is chewing on a chicken leg next to him. Master Sumo, you still salty about those morons or what? She cracks up and says it is hilarious. If Master Sumo hadn't blasted that toxic fog away, the death toll would have been over tens of thousands. Even though the final death count was only around 100 people, but humans never show any gratitude. Sumo just shrugs. I do what is right. What others think of me literally does not matter. The real headache is meeting the big boss. The corporate alliance chairman is definitely prepared to deal with me. They probably teamed up with those fancy cultivators already. Little Ear says with a total look of disgust on her face. The hero who saved the world gets framed like this? That is crazy. I guess that is just how people get manipulated. Master Sumo, why don't you just join our beast squad instead? His face turns dark instantly. Pure killing intent radiates from him as he snaps. What did you say? Little Ear panics and waves her hands. Master Sumo, chill. I was just joking. Totally just a joke. She starts screaming in a total panic. Wait, I am sorry. Please, I am begging you, do not do this to me right now. Suddenly, her body snaps back to its original form, trapped inside a paper scroll. Cut to Cambeo Island. Sumo steps off the boat with his usual swagger. Well, this is surprising. I did not expect to see you guys on Chairman Lee's private island. Did the 4 major sects team up with the corporation? Kantian answers immediately. Sumo, we are here to deliver a message from the 4 major sects. You need to stop your attacks on the corporation immediately. If they messed up, the law will handle it. If you do not stop, you will become the enemy of all 4 major sects. Meanwhile, Thien Tin tries to back him up. Master Sumo did nothing wrong. Sumo hears this and looks pretty annoyed by the situation. So the 4 sects know these guys are working with monsters and still side with them? Honestly, that is pathetic and disappointing. Kantian doubles down. I am sorry, but this is the sect's final call. I do not have the power to change it. I really do not want to fight a former comrade, but rogue justice that ignores the rules will just tear society apart and cause chaos. I am asking you to please consider the bigger picture here. Sumo just walks right past him and says coldly, I am the big picture. Thanks for the concern, but I will handle my own actions. Thien Tin follows behind Kan Tien quietly. After a moment, she hesitates. Why are we not going in there with Sumo right now? What if the corporate alliance is planning a trap for him? Kan Tien explains that actually, the alliance is the one begging for peace. If they start a war with Sumo now, even a victory would cost them everything. They would lose way too much. Let us just hope Sumo does not do anything crazy. Thien Tin makes a face. Are the old geezers running the sects losing their minds? Teaming up with the big corporation just to threaten Sumo? Right now, Master Sumo is the strongest savior of the secret realm. We already lost the war against the other world anyway. Kan Tien answers back. Yeah, I tried telling my master that, but he did not seem to care about it at all. He said even without Sumo, we have other ways to stay safe. Apparently, he has a secret trump card to win this secret realm war. To those high and mighty cultivators, and to the rest of the world, Sumo's existence basically means nothing to them. Cut to Chairman Lee's office. Sumo walks in and the old man limps toward him with his cane, asking him with a total sneer on his face. So we finally meet. Tell me, how does it feel going from a legendary superhero to a total public enemy and supervillain? Sumo does not even blink at the attitude. He just says, hero or warrior. Those are just labels other people put on me. At the end of the day, I am just an ordinary guy. Chairman Lee is not buying it. He snaps back, saying normal people do not try to wipe out the entire corporate alliance. For a regular guy, your sense of justice is pretty extreme, do you not think? Sumo calmly replies, you just hid too well. I only did this to force you to see me. My sister was used for human experiments. I am just here to get her justice. I have no personal beef with you. I just want to find the monster who was the mastermind behind what happened to my sister. Chairman Lee bursts out laughing. So it is not about us working with beasts, it is literally just all about your sister. The corporate alliance made such a huge scene over you, and it turns out it was all for absolutely nothing. Who you guys team up with is not my problem. Just tell me what I need to know, It involves my sister's case. Suddenly, he asks, do you know the island? Sumo answers, not really. Is it that sunken island? Does it involve my sister? I guess I cannot blame you. In the end, this is the history they tried so hard to bury deep. Over 100 years ago, a mysterious continent called Continent X rose from the ocean depths. It was packed with lethal prehistoric ruins. Hidden treasures there could give normal people insane superpowers, but the place was also crawling with some seriously freaky mutated creatures. Cut to a bright scene where the sun hits the water just right, revealing an island sitting way out in the distance. Two young guys are on the beach, grinning ear to ear while clutching huge bags stuffed full of stolen gold. During the wild rush to explore Continent X, some people actually changed. They gained insane physical strength and were eventually called hunters. We cut to a skyscraper rooftop where a guy with light blue hair is standing. Way down on the street, a monster is lurking. Based on our research, the power these hunters have is directly linked to the monsters found on Continent X. Turns out those beasts are actually degraded demons, but here is the catch. Hunter power is flawed. The more powerful you become, the shorter your lifespan gets. Some hunters even end up slowly transforming into literal monsters themselves. For over 100 years now, only one person ever managed to fully merge with that monster power. She could even control every single beast on the island like they were her pets. Her name was Than Hai Da. We harvested her special queen cells for our research. That is why our corporation can still manufacture hunters even though Continent X is long gone. But the massive flaw in these hunters remains. Their lives are still tragically short. Chairman Lai explains more, but once the real demons started showing up, one corporation saw an opportunity and teamed up with other companies to start working directly with the demons. What if we fuse the queen cells with actual demon cells? Could we finally create a perfect hunter without any of those nasty side effects? If that works, corporate leaders like us could finally grab that power for ourselves without any risk. We would be strong, and we would live a very long time. Hearing all this, Chu Mach finally gets the picture. So you are saying they started running human experiments and targeted my sister for them? Tell me the name of that corporation. Chairman Lai just smirks and says, not so fast. I need to charge you for the premium content now. I am a businessman, and info this valuable does not come for free. Why would I just give it away for nothing? Chu Mach snaps back. What do you want, old man? Chairman Lai looks at him and says 4 words. End my life now. Chu Mach is stunned. He looks at him suspiciously and asks, hey, are you actually being serious right now? Seeing the doubt on his face, Chairman Lai clarifies. My rebellious son, Lai Ham Lin, is currently working with you to take down the corporation, is he not? Chu Mach tries to stop him. Even if your kid is going through a phase, that is no reason to want to die. Chairman Lai does not miss a beat. Look, after our meeting today, the law is only going to sentence me to a few months of luxury prison life. But Lai Ham Nin will not survive. As a member of the corporation, that is the price he has to pay for betraying them. I cannot accept that kind of ending for him. He continues, Chu Mach, I honestly cannot see through you or your true motives. I do not know how many of your words were actually the truth. I also do not know if you will keep protecting my son once your revenge is over. But if you make sure to finish me off, you will be forced to stand against the corporation until the entire alliance is completely taken down. My son still has some value for you to use, right? Plus, the corporate alliance will prioritize you as their #1 enemy, which is the only way Lai Ham Lin stays safe. So Mach sighs, is this really what you wanted to tell me? This is such a pain. If you do not want to talk, I will just go ask someone else for the answers. Chairman Lai does not back down. Only a few high-ranking officials in the alliance know anything about those secret human experiments. You only came to me because you could not find anyone else to talk, right? The list is right in my desk and I have everything ready. Do not feel guilty about this because the law is never going to actually punish me. I have done so many bad things. Even if I was executed 50 times over, it still would not be enough. He managed to convince Chu Mach. Right then, a powerful golden energy starts glowing and radiating from the kid's entire body. He asks him one last time, all right, I get it. Do you have any final message you want me to give to Lai Ham Lin? Chairman Lai just speaks calmly. I do not understand my son well enough, but Lai Ham Lin really is a son I am proud of. Even though our paths were very different, I am just happy to see him living his life the way he wants. That is all that matters to me. After saying that, he looks up at Chu Mach with a serious face. Come on, finish me off, and then go be a real hero. From the outside, you can see that intense golden energy glowing in the room before it starts spreading out across the entire area. The entire building suddenly collapses into a pile of rubble. A witness watches in shock and asks, Chu Mach, what did you just do? Where is Chairman Lai? Chu Mach stands in front of him and replies, unfortunately, the chairman felt his crimes with the demons were unforgivable, so he begged me to end his life. The guy does not believe a single word of it. He shouts out, "Stop lying! Are you insane enough to start a war with the corporate alliance and the four great sects?" So Mach does not want to argue. He turns his back to leave and says, "That is the truth. I have nothing left to explain to you. You want a war? Fine. I will bring the war to you." Smirking, he mutters that these cultivators need to report Chu Mach's crimes to the four major sects right now. Standing behind him, Can Tien and Nguyen Tien Tin hear every single word of it. Hearing his trash talk, both of them felt sick to their stomachs. Suddenly, Can Tien snaps a warning. "Cultivator business is none of your concern, so stop bossing us around. Come on, Nguyen Tien Tin, let's go." She glares at him and nods. Oh look, the scene shifts to another massive skyscraper. Standing on the rooftop, Lai Ham Tin asks, "Did he really say all those things about being a proud son?" Chu Mach stands before him and says, "The corporation pressured him, so your father chose your life, but I was the one who actually ended his. If you want to end our partnership right now, I completely understand." But Lai Ham Tin looks at him and says, "I have no reason to hate you. As long as we stop the corporate alliance's evil plans and block these monster beasts from invading us, I will pay any price to make it happen. To stop the corporations, so many brothers in arms have already died or lost their families. Now it is just my turn to step up. Instead of worrying about me, you better watch your own back. You are officially public enemy number one for the corporations and cultivators alike." Chu Mach shows zero fear as he speaks. "I am ready for whatever comes. I know you have already tracked down the locations of the 7 beasts left on Earth, right?" Lai Ham Tin whispers back, "Of course I did. I am not going to screw up like I did last time. This time, all the intel has been double-checked." Chu Mach looks satisfied. "Good, the war has started and I am not giving them any time to prepare." We cut to a small hall where that creep is walking toward a podium. Reporters are everywhere down there, along with a bunch of professional cameras. He stands before the crowd and speaks, thanking the media for coming. "I called you all here to share some very tragic news. During a supposed friendly meeting, Chu Mach brutally attacked the chairman of the Lai Corporation. After talking with the 4 major cultivation sects, we have reached an agreement. Even though Chu Mach was once our great savior." The creep raises his voice. "Recently, Chu Mach's reckless and disgusting behavior has become more than we can actually stand." The reporters are frozen as they listen. Therefore, 16 corporations and the 4 sects will now begin the hunt for Chu Mach. Starting tomorrow, we will officially post a massive bounty for his head. Chu Mach's face pops up on a wanted poster with a bounty of 5 trillion. The speaker's voice stays dead cold. "Today we have invited one of the leaders from the 4 sects, the master of Dan Dai Bich Cave. Master Ku Thien Tam, please share a few words." After speaking, the creep stands by Ku Thien Tam as reporters swarm them both. Ku Thien Tam makes a quiet announcement. "Chu Mach, this is your final warning. Surrender immediately and accept your punishment under our strict and total control. Because of your past heroics, we might actually go easy on you. If we do not get an answer from you by the end of today, we will use our full power to eliminate you." The crowd below instantly erupts into noisy chatter. "No way? He is seriously that bold? That is just ridiculous." Hearing this, the creep screams for everyone to shut up. Master Ku is still talking, "So what are you all whispering about? Are you tired of living or something?" Suddenly, a male reporter shouts out an update. "Chu Mach just responded. He is doing a live interview right now." We cut to a scene of absolute chaos. Chu Mach stands among piles of animal bones, surrounded by roaring fires and thick white smoke. He says calmly, "The 7 remaining beasts hidden by the corporation were all here. Now, they are all dead. Besides teaming up with monsters to invade Earth, the corporation is using beast cells to conduct sick experiments on humans. They tricked countless innocent people into becoming test subjects. Because of that, those poor victims have suffered some truly horrific physical damage. That includes my very own sister." Chu Mach stares directly at the camera with a frozen, cold face. This was all a plot for the corporate elites to live longer and secure their status. The main job is finished. Now, I can finally start my path to revenge. To the man who started these human experiments. Former chairman, are you watching this live? This is my official declaration of war. From this day forward, we are enemies who will fight until our very last breath. As for the other corporations and cultivators, you better listen up and hear me clearly." Chu Mach's eyes show total determination as he warns them. "I will ruthlessly crush every single obstacle that stands in the way of my revenge. I am only saying this once, so just stay out of my way." Inside a dark cave, flickering blue lights glow from small spots, creating a cold and mysterious vibe for the scene. Can Tien follows right behind Master Ku Thien Tam, rambling on. "Master, I am begging you to reconsider this Chu Mach situation. Chu Mach is an essential fighter that we need for the Secret Realm War. Teaming up with the corporation to kill him offers us absolutely no benefit at all." He grumbles at that. "Canteen, Your big flaw is you're just way too soft-hearted. Ever wonder why I brought you to this cave? Kanteen grazes the stone wall, hesitating before he finally speaks up. This place is weird. The energy levels here are off the charts, especially as we head deeper inside. The spiritual energy levels here are almost like the mystic realm. This cave is absolutely massive. Seriously, what the hell is this place? Kuk Thien Tum explains coolly. 20 years ago, the fabric between worlds shifted. I knew an invasion from the other side was coming. The leaders of the four great sects each carved out a piece of the mystic realm's space. I merged it with this cave for our sect's chosen ones to train. Kanteen looks confused and asks, "Chosen ones? What's that even mean?" He turns back to Kanteen and breaks it down. There are four, meant to inherit our leadership. The real saviors we handpicked for this world, right? Shocked? Kanteen is floored. He stammers out, "Then what about core disciples like me? What are these saviors to us? What did the cultivators who died in the realm even fight for?" Kuk Thien Tum answers without blinking. Last invasion, beasts snuck onto Earth to assassinate potential heroes before they could even grow. So this time, we set a trap. 10,000 cultivators were sent into the realm as bait. The price of victory, kid. As he speaks, the shadows of the four chosen ones begin to flicker into view. Kanteen snaps back. Then shouldn't we be thanking Somark even more for what he did? He wrecked the monster's trap and hunted down every single beast that slipped onto Earth. Kuk Thien Tum says coldly, but his time is up. He says the Fate Coin's whole deal is farming trust and mental energy from the fans. It's like a catalyst from the livestream crowd that buffs a cultivator's power levels instantly. From what we've seen, the Fate Coin can't boost Somark's combat stats inside the realm anymore. His potential is tapped out. That's why we cut off his Fate Coin supply when the realm opened. Kanteen won't back down. He argues that it wasn't just him, the other saviors had their coins cut too. If they'd had those coins to power up, maybe more of our heroes would have actually survived the last round. Kuk Thien Tum adds, "Kanteen, you really are a disciple I'm proud of, you know? Your intuition is sharp. 70% of the Fate Coins were diverted to the four chosen ones to give them a way better training environment. Right now, their power in the realm matches Somark's. Honestly, they'll leave him in the dust soon." He gloats. "So, we don't need Somarch anymore. He's basically just an unstable variable to us now. Next time he shows his face, the four sect leaders are teaming up to take him out for good." Kanteen's voice trembles with disappointment. "Why? Why are you telling me all of this dark stuff? You could have kept me in the dark." Kuk Thien Tum's face twists into a wicked, rambling grin. "After 2 battles in that realm, both you and Weir Tien Tien have proven your worth, kid. The leaders of the 4 great sects agreed that you guys can now receive the exact same elite treatment as the chosen ones." He asks, "Why the long face? Don't you want to get stronger than everyone else?" Kanteen looks down, dark and moody. "I won't take power bought with other people's lives. And I'm not fighting my savior. And Master? You're a massive letdown." Cut to a different scene under the bright, blazing sun. Lee Hamnin's phone flashes an image of Tien Lien's son. His monotone voice drones. "So Mike, I'm the chairman of the teen group. I'm just a law-abiding businessman. These monster cell and human experiment rumors are total nonsense. I've got no clue why you're cooking up these blatant lies against me. But if you're coming for my honor, I won't back down. Tomorrow, I'll be waiting for you in the Key Sun suburbs." Lee Hamlin hears this over the phone and starts cracking up like it's a joke. He says, "Damn, So March. Pissing off the corporate alliance and the 4 sects at once? Only you'd be that crazy. You even forced the big boss of the teen group to show his face. Since the alliance and the sects are focusing their muscle on the chairman, you've got a backup plan, right?" So Mach stands there nonchalantly and says, "Nope, I'm just going to crush them head on." Lee Hum-nin blanks out. "Wait, what? Are you for real?" He gapes. "My intel says at least 2 sect leaders and 20 elders are showing up tomorrow. The corporate alliance has 10 S-rank hunters ready." Lee Hamlin jumps up, warning him. "Since when did you stop being so careful? Why are you being so reckless this time?" So Mach explains, "We are out of time. We need to settle these human issues fast." He adds that the 4 big sect portals are glitching hard. Massive cracks are opening everywhere. Now those alien gods keep trolling our world, causing insane casualties among all the saviors. So Mach worries that at this rate, the portals might collapse at any moment. "After all these fights, I realize these cultivators and corporations are total lightweights. Crushing them will be easy." Lee Ham-ning is still worried. Her heart speaks up. "I know you are a beast with power equal to an 1800-year monster. But taking on the corporate alliance and the 4 sects is basically a suicide mission. The sect leaders alone are as tough as monsters that have lived over 1,000 years. Corporate S-rank hunters lack raw power, but their gear is weird and they are combat pros. A few hunters match the sect leaders' power, not to mention the powerful sect elders. The elite corporate hunting squads can take you down just by swarming you with massive numbers. So Mach stands there looking smug. You have got it all wrong. I have not even gone full power yet. Night falls. A yellow light glows from a small house, making the quiet trees look totally mysterious. So Van is resting. So Mach checks on her and asks, "Is my sister still out?" Wudong replies, "Her stamina is back, but that beast energy inside her still will not budge. That is why she is still unconscious. My healing skills just are not good enough." So Mach says, "You did your best. Thanks. I am going to raid the Tien Quan Corporation for research files. That should help fix her up." She gasps. "You are really declaring war on the Alliance and the sects? If so, I am coming." He stops her immediately. "No way. That is way too dangerous for you. If I go all out, I will level this whole sector. I do not want you getting hurt." Wudong is still worried. The little one snacks on a cookie and laughs. "Are you out of your mind or what? Master Somach is basically picking a fight with the entire world. With our pathetic power levels, we would just be in the way. Let us just wait here for his return." Somach smiles and pats the kid's head. "You are right. If things get dicey, I will bring Ngai Ni." "Huh?" She instantly switches to a smug look. "Master Somach, did you forget something important? Since coming to Earth, my powers are gone. I am just a helpless little snow ferret now. No help." He says, "Let us do a little test first." Suddenly, golden energy starts spiraling wildly around Somach. Once Nai hits 30% affinity, the system unlocks a brand new reward. Symbiotic evolution gives her half my power. First up, the day 1 reward, 1,000-year beast strength. A massive wave of energy washes over her. She is like, "Whoa, what is this feeling? My powers are coming back." Next is day 2, a passive buff that triples my normal combat power. That energy continues to flood into her. She shouts in shock, "This is insane! This power surge feels like a total cheat code. Final skill, 10 times power." A massive, legendary tail suddenly appears. She thinks, "People said Earth was low on energy? I am hitting a 1,000-year breakthrough like it is nothing. If he can just hand me this much power, then how insanely strong is Master Somach?" Watching her transform, Somach nods in approval. "Now that is what I call a great result." With the passive buff active, she is now equal to a 1,400-year-old monster. With her active skill, her power hits 50,000 like a 2,000-year beast. She could solo the entire Alliance and the Sex herself. Next day, scene cuts to a high-tech lab. Tien Lien Son asks nervously, "So Mach is coming. Can I leave yet?" The man stops him. "Don't be impatient." He adds, "That guy." So Mach has a terrifyingly smart intel expert named Li Ham Ning. If you bail now, he will definitely sniff you out. Then our plan to hunt. So Mach is toast. This is our one shot to take down So Mach. We can't blow it. Tien Lien's son barked, "You liar! You said things would be different. You know exactly how much I've sacrificed for this corporate alliance over the years. You want to use me as a human shield like old man Li?" Ghost smirked and calmly explained, "Trust me, you're in a much better spot than Chairman Li was. The masters of the 4 great sects have finally arrived. The Alliance deployed over half their S-rank hunters, including the elite Slayer squad. This base is officially the safest spot on the planet right now. Nobody's touching you." Tien Lien's son relaxed a little bit and finally asked, "Is the hunter squad here?" Ghost replied quickly, "Yeah, they're a new special unit the Alliance formed specifically to handle those high-ranking sect masters from the past. First, the light holder. He manipulates light to create illusions or fire beams that are basically as hot as the surface of the sun." Ghost kept going. "Then there is Sound of Destruction. He uses sonic waves to deafen enemies and turn their internal organs into mush." He introduced the rest of the crew, moving on to the heavy hitters, Giant and Hu. Giant is a short king, but he controls gravity itself. He is pure, unadulterated violence. Then there is Hu. He uses curses to ruin your day without even touching you, hitting opponents with all kinds of negative status effects. Ghost finally reached the last member of the squad and said, "Then there's Void. An S-rank hunter who is creepy as hell and commands the power of space." He sneered, "Gotta hand it to Somach, the kid's got guts. Imagine rolling up on the Alliance all by yourself. Too bad their greatest savior is about to get wrecked." Cut to the scene where the 5 hunters are staring down, Somach. He looked at the group and scoffed. "Really? My pet weasel puts up a better fight than you clowns." A day earlier, Lightholder told Void, "Let me lead the charge. I will take the most dangerous first hit." Void shot back, "Dude, your hand-to-hand combat skills are a straight-up tragedy. If I don't warp you out in 0.1 seconds, So Mach will tear you apart." Lightholder stayed firm. "I know the risks. Besides, you are going to get me out in time, right?" Void was confident. "Duh." Back in the present, Lightholder charges straight at So Mach. He is glowing with green energy, clutching a blade made of pure neon light. So Mach does not flinch, just stares ahead. Suddenly, Lightholder's face twists with pure terror. So Mach gives him a cold stare, golden energy burning in his hand as they finally come face to face. So Mach swings, but Lightholder vanishes instantly, leaving only his light sword behind. He's gone, so Mach noted. Interesting trick, he thought. The sword started glowing intensely, pulsing with bright green light. Then came the flash, a massive explosion of light that seemed ready to vaporize everything in its path. This was the Lightholder's ultimate move, a condensed blast of pure energy and his most powerful attack. But So Mach didn't even budge. He stood tall as the smoke and dust swirled around him. The hunters did not actually expect that beam to do any real damage to a guy like him. They were banking on the blinding flash, total whiteout. So Mach stayed perfectly still in the center. Even a god-tier fighter would be blind for at least 5 seconds. Or 3. Any window was enough. They could not waste this life-or-death opening created by the light. The moment the bomb went off, they moved. Giant charged right into the blast zone, with Void and Hu hot on his heels. Void warped both Lightholder and Sound of Destruction to the nearest building to provide long-range backup. She held his body steady. But something went horribly wrong. Giant, who was first on the scene, suddenly froze with a look of pure dread. So Mach was staring right at him. It looked like that flashbang didn't do a damn thing. So Mach's eyes were wide, radiating pure bloodlust. Giant's heart sank into his stomach. Oh crap, he thought. The plan failed. I am dead. How do I even tell the others? I am so cooked. 0.05 seconds later, intense regret hit. Then he realized So Mach wasn't actually looking at him. His eyes were just open. He was faking it, pretending his vision wasn't totally fried. Suddenly, Giant's foot hit something. Panic flared again. Crap, that noise! What did I just step on? While Giant was overthinking, So Mach's strike pierced right through his illusion. Over on the rooftop, destruction sounds mess with your head, plus light shows create giant illusions. Giving that giant a second shot, he charges in, glowing with red energy. Breaking the sound barrier with 30 times gravity, he is blind and deaf now. Sumo thinks fast the strike has to beat sound. Only instinct can save him. Instinct wins. Getting blasted back, the giant realizes Sumo used his last defense on him. While Sumo hits the giant, Hugh teleports behind him and grabs his back. Dark energy just keeps pouring out. Dropping dozens of curses in 0.01 seconds requires actual skin contact. Curses done. Kong and Hugh warp to the roof with the light and sound masters. 1 long second after the flash, and the plan is actually working. Curses of sluggishness, aging, disease, bad luck, and pure exhaustion hit him. Under all those hexes, Sumo just gets a stiff neck and casually rubs it. The rooftop goes silent. Perfect, he is cursed, so hit him with the next wave. Hugh is shaking like a leaf, so Kong asks if she is all right. She looks terrified and says, "You guys don't get it. I touched his power. I felt Sumo's strength, and it is deep, too deep to even measure." Remembering his insane killing intent, she admits she is scared to death. How can we fight a monster like Sumo? Kong comforts her power level is not everything. We have faced scary enemies with unknown powers plenty of times before, right? He thinks about the squad and keeps talking. Fighting on the edge of death is how we got this status. Did you forget? Hugh snaps back, easy for you to say. You just teleport and hide while helping us. Have you even fought a real battle head-on since that one incident? Those words cut deep, and Kong is speechless. The giant tries to play peacemaker. Drop it, Hugh. That topic is off limits for this squad. We promised. If you are too scared to fight, stay here. We will handle your share. He jumps off the roof without hesitation, leaving everyone else in an awkward spot. Hugh stays quiet. The giant takes the lead for the second attack wave. He swings a 1,000-pound hammer made of a special metal alloy. Combined with 30 times gravity, he tries to crush Sumo at triple sonic speed. Once Sumo blocks the hammer, the giant's main mission is basically complete. Sumo stops it with one hand, but the giant's job was actually to trap him. When that hammer makes contact with the enemy, gravity floods in, creating a massive suction zone that locks the target down. The light and sound masters already marked the spot on the weapon earlier. Locked in, the light beams focus into one point for maximum theoretical destruction. In every past fight, even the toughest armor was totally erased in one shot. Sonic destruction hits through the hammer, using resonance to shatter the target's internal organs. These high-power attacks hit all at once. Blinding energy waves rip through space, causing a massive explosion that ends it. The plan was for Kong to warp them away to reset for Wave 3. That was the plan, but things just got weird. Kong sees Sumo right there. How did he dodge a gravity hammer? The question haunts Kong for a second. Sumo lunges for a punch, and Kong teleports 1,000 meters up in panic. Once he settles down, he realizes he just made a massive, fatal mistake. It is too late now. There is not enough time left to teleport the squad away, making them fight, so Mach head-on is like a newborn baby trying to scrap with a lion. He is panicking as time seems to freeze. The scene in the distance looks like slow motion while Mach is busy charging up a massive and devastating wide-range attack. Total bloodlust surrounds Mach now. There is no doubt. After this hit, he will lose 3 friends forever. Suddenly, Hugh appears on the battlefield. She had basically quit fighting, but now she is stabbing a ritual blade deep into her own chest. Using a dark curse on herself, she pulls in evil energy and literally turns into a vengeful spirit. Kong changed his mind right then. I just lost 4 of my best friends forever. 13 years ago, a perfectly normal apartment building at Donghai Market saw a horrific massacre. Hundreds of people died all at once. A 20-person rescue team headed into the mansion, but they only found 1 single survivor. Over the next 3 days, 82 people involved in the rescue died in various freak accidents. 18 more went crazy and ended their own lives in a row. Cultivators investigated and found that the lone survivor was the cause of everything. Hugh, heir to the Thongyu Pavilion. Before being destroyed by Duthien, they were a legendary sect famous for commanding spirits just like the Big Four. Now, the few escaped disciples have adopted a special child with a unique body, hoping she can restore the Thongyu Pavilion to its former glory. They went all in. They shoved thousands of evil spirits into Hugh during the final ritual. It was pure agony for her, and the entire ceremony ended in failure. Those spirits merged inside her body, turning her into a monster that no one could ever control. The disciples' greed and their lives all vanished at the exact same time. Hugh became the final heir, but the spirits turned her into a walking jinx. Now, anyone who comes into contact with her will suffer a terrible accident. No cultivator wanted to take her in. Some even wanted to kill her just to be safe. A corporation took her, hoping to exploit her power and force her to wake up as a hunter. Luckily, she was tricked into a squad where Kong was the first person to ever reach out to her. Her special cloak from the corporation blocks a large part of her cursed power. Bad luck still leaks out, but her teammates never hated her or cast her aside for it. The whole squad are abandoned orphans, but they have become a real family. Hugh became a hunter with power word abilities to suppress the spirits inside. After being together for so long, those spirits have actually become a part of her own body. Holding back those spirits is pure torture, but Hugh has always managed to endure it. She does her absolute best to bring misfortune to her enemies instead of her friends. But today, she is finally unleashing that power on herself. She does not know what it means yet, as it is not a power any human can control. Maybe once that seal is broken, the first thing the spirit does is kill her off. She might lose her soul and become a slave, but none of that matters right now. Hugh screams out in despair, "Hey spirit, if you are really that tough, go ahead and take my body. Just save my friends. That is my only request." So Mach does not care. He walks forward, the golden energy in his hand glowing with power. Hugh watches the scene. She knows she must drop this monster as Mach's power keeps growing. She yells, "Consume me," and launches her attack. A terrifying and ghostly spirit form suddenly rises up from behind her back, looking incredibly creepy. A strange energy suddenly explodes. A windshield appears out of nowhere, completely swallowing. So Mach's massive attack. The person holding the light is shocked by the sound of destruction and the appearance of the giant. What is even more surprising is that Mach's attack helped Hugh unleash her power. Now she is able to freely control her own evil spirit. Her spirit form is wrapped in a strange, glowing energy. Maybe it was her years of suffering or her strong will to save her teammates that finally earned the respect and recognition of the spirit. Controlling a monster made of thousands of spirits was the original delusional plan of the disciples. Today, that goal has finally been achieved. So Mach smirks and says, "You guys have some nice tricks. I am actually getting pretty excited." He is not just talking to Hugh. He is praising Kong, who is about to appear. Kong suddenly appears in midair, ready to strike. Dimensional slash. It cuts through space. It is his strongest move, but also his most dangerous one. He has to use his own hand to trigger the dimensional slash. He has to put his life on the line and get close enough to land a fatal blow. Because of this, Kong hasn't used this move in a long time. Once the fight kicked off, Chu Mach only backed up once just to dodge a nasty hit. For the first time, Chu Mach felt a real threat. A massive blow was coming straight for his face. He thought, that dimensional slash might actually rip my clothes. And man, I really love this jacket. Now the evil spirit is surging. Earth's energy is bone dry, and human power has its limits. But this thing has absorbed thousands of spirits. Even the old masters couldn't guess where its power actually ends. We are talking 3,000, 5,000, maybe even a 10,000-year-old demon beast level. If Shu's body holds up, those thousands of merged spirits will just keep getting stronger and stronger. Shu prepped his ultimate move. If he kills Chu Mo, he doesn't care if his own body falls apart. One drop of red blood hit the floor. Blood prison. It instantly flooded right toward where Chu Mo stood. It is a total mental assault. It does not care how strong you are. It just drags your soul into hell. Chu Mo stood there in the middle of nowhere. At first, it was just a massive, endless white void. Then, countless horrors swarmed in. 1 second of weakness, and these monsters will eat you alive. They suck your soul dry. They are illusions. They'll kill one, and it just pops right back up. Plus, this blood prison has no walls. There is nothing to hit and no way to escape. Inside, the mental torture lasted 3 days and nights. But Shu's stamina redlined first. The prison finally shattered. Shu collapsed, totally spent. Meanwhile, Chu Mo looked like he had not even broken a sweat. But Shu planned this. In reality, only 0.5 seconds had passed since the trap began. Shu bought his crew some time. Chu Mo just stood there, quiet. Who knows what he's thinking? When Chu Mo snapped out of it, heavy gravity and glowing chains had him pinned down tight. Everything was a setup so Kong's dimensional slash would land a perfect bullseye on Chu Mo. The slash triggered a total collapse of energy. Basically, one massive lethal explosion right in his face. Right before the bang, Kong warped his team into his private dimension. Cut to a different room. Tianlian Sun saw the whole thing. He watched the fireworks and smiled like a total creep. Guess those resources weren't a waste. These hunters are actually useful. The ghost behind him spoke up. That squad is leveling up fast. They actually broke their limits just by clashing with Chu Mo. Tianlian Sun yelled, hyped up. Whatever, just hurry up and finish Chu Mo off. He laughed. Some savior. He talked big, but now he's just getting kicked like a stray dog. Ghost's eyes widened. He started stuttering. Chairman Tien, you might want to look over there. He looked where Ghost was pointing, and his jaw dropped. Wait, what the hell is that? After that huge attack, even his clothes are fine? Chu Mo walked out of the rubble, totally unscathed. Tianlian San lost it. He screamed, Hey, where did that hunter squad go? Move it! They better not be running. Inside Kong's dimension, a small island was just floating in midair. The giant's voice was shaking. No way. This is not happening. I do not believe this. Kong was sprawled on the dirt, covered in nasty gashes. Even the sound of destruction was shocked. She started crying, totally desperate. Kong, do not do this! Wake up! We aren't done yet! We had so many plans. Shu tried to calm her down. Stop, he's gone. He took the hit. Chu Mo's counterattack got him. The only thing we can do for Kong now is revenge. We kill Chu Mo. The giant nodded and let out a massive roar. Shu is right. Dry your eyes. We are going to wipe that bastard off the map. Then the Lightkeeper spoke up, sounding terrified. Guys, I think we forgot something really, really important. This is Kong's dimension. Only he has the key. Now that he's dead, we are trapped. 4 months later, inside the dimension, the Lightkeeper looked at his work and started cheering. We did it! We actually did it! He stood in his garden, acting smug. Hard work pays off, we finally grew some corn. Destruction cheered. Awesome! No more starving to death! But the giant wasn't happy. Yo, what are you guys celebrating? Still gotta find a way out of here, Sumo. You disaster. 1 year later, the big guy just sits there on his chair, bored to death. Constantly complaining, he groans that dinner is grilled corn again. Can we get some variety, like popcorn or something instead? The Lightkeeper stands there with a thick stack of papers, explaining how they can actually make popcorn and real sugar. We harvested the crops we planted, so we can make sugar now. But getting butter is still a major problem. Corn margarine is loaded with bad fatty acids and is unhealthy. The farm cow won't even be able to make any milk until next year. Then we can finally use the milk for healthy butter. By then, we will all be living the good life and be happy forever. In this peaceful, fertile place with no more wars, they actually found a way to be happy and live well. Weddings even went down. The light and destruction sound became a couple, along with Hu and the big giant who finally settled down. Then came the first big milestone that was actually worth celebrating. The village finally welcomed its first baby, born to the light and destruction sound. Many years later at Kong's grave, Hu stands there leaning on a cane. A little kid follows her around closely and looks up to ask her, Grandma, please tell me more Earth stories. Suddenly, floating text appears. Achievement unlocked. You have reached a world where no one ever gets hurt. Time snaps back to reality now, and the scene shifts right back to the old apartment complex where it all started. A mob armed to the teeth charges at Sumo, screaming at the top of their lungs to end him once and for all. He stands tall as energy surges through his hand, building up more and more power. Then, a massive explosion erupts, lighting up the entire horizon. That energy swallows everything in sight. Somewhere else, at the ground destruction unit's base, an emergency broadcast suddenly cuts through the air. Destruction units, listen up. Sumo has breached the perimeter and is already inside the base. Everyone, stay on high alert. Sumo marches deeper into the base, taking down countless enemies along the way. Deep inside, a scout reports to President Qian that they have lost contact with every hunter squad. Qian Lianshan snaps, screaming, "You useless trash! Where are those cultivators? Where are they hiding? Did they bail on us too? We need to get out of here right now." Suddenly, a voice echoes from right behind them, making them jump. "Sorry, but you aren't going anywhere." He spins around in terror to find Sumo standing there, looking like a demon dripping with pure murderous intent. He says, "President Qian, we finally meet face to face." Qian's face turns ghost white as he starts to stutter and beg for mercy. "Sumo, wait! I give up. We can work something out. Let's just talk." Suddenly, bubbles start floating everywhere in the room. Sumo gets suspicious and begins scanning his surroundings very carefully for any traps. A bubble drifts over and taps Sumo on the shoulder. He glances over, but before he can even react, the bubble swallows him whole, and he completely vanishes. President Qian is totally stunned and lets out a confused, "Huh?" He just stands there with a blank face, staring at the empty space. Sumo is gone. Hook Thien Tum steps out from the shadows, revealing that he was the one who created that bubble trap. Cook Thien Tum looks at Qian's dumbfounded face and says, "President Qian, you sure were quick to surrender." Qian snaps back, "Master Cook, I was just about to ask you the same thing. My hunter squads are completely wiped out. You cultivators were just standing around watching this like it's some kind of play. Why show up now? And where is Sumo? Where did he go?" Hook Thien Tame hears the complaining and calmly explains, "You've got it all wrong." To make sure Sumo didn't make a run for it during the fight, thousands of cultivators set up a massive formation, so they couldn't move. As for Sumo, I've already sealed him away. It was so easy that all our preparation felt like a total waste of time. Spatial abilities seem to be a major weakness for a guy like Sumo. It is a shame that so-called Space Hunter was so clumsy with his spatial manipulation skills. Suddenly, Kook Thien Tum stops talking, his face twisting into an expression of pure shock. He thinks to himself, "What is this?" An explosion erupts behind Hook as a streak of golden energy flashes right past him. Sumo has shattered the space that held him. Standing mid-air, he coolly asks, "Is that all you got? Looks like your spatial powers are actually a bit weaker than his, though not by much." Qian Lianshan stands in the corner grumbling that these cultivators are all talk and no action, completely useless in a real fight. The scout nervously asks if Master Hook needs any backup. Kook Thien Tum shows zero fear, answering while fueling his next move. "No need. You guys will just be in my way. Get out of here now." With that, a surge of colorful energy wraps around both of them, teleporting them instantly out of the building. Once they finally hit the ground outside, Qian Lianshan clutches his stomach, groaning, "That jerk could have given us a heads up. My blood is pumping and I feel like barfing right now. Man, spatial travel is the absolute worst." The scout seems totally fine and tells him to stop whining. "President Qian, be glad we are still alive. Let's just hope these cultivators can handle this mess." Suddenly, the building where Sumo was standing just completely blows up. Kuthian Tom dodges the blast, muttering under his breath, "Too slow. Is the formation still not ready yet? This is taking forever." He floats there with his cape blowing in the blinding light and glowing bubbles. Behind him, Chu Mach just stands there with his hands in his pockets. He looks totally bored and says, "I am already used to your defense. Besides that hugging stuff kids like, do you actually have any real moves?" Hu Thien Tam snaps back, "You are just a cocky little brat, you know that? Let me show you the true form of a cultivator then." The Heavenly Net secret technique activates, making space feel weird. Meanwhile, in another building, other cultivators are powering up the formation. The cultivators line up inside a mystical aura as they cast their spell, generating waves of energy that look insanely powerful. Their energy solidifies, shooting a massive beam straight into the sky and forming a bizarre, glowing circle in the clouds. So Mach stands right in the middle of it and finally speaks up. "Oh, I was wondering what kind of ultimate move you were planning with all these secret cultivators hiding around here. So, the big plan is just locking us in a circle? What, are they all just going to sit outside and watch?" Kuthien Tam smirks, acting all high and mighty. "Do not worry, it is just you versus me. This barrier is a formation powered by 1,000 cultivators. This formation is a contract that stops you from running away. Only a fight to the death will open this barrier." So Mach actually starts laughing. "Man, it sounds like they are just setting up your own funeral. Where are the other 3 sect masters? Tell them to come out so we can actually have a fair fight," he replies. "This is not a hunt. This is a righteous execution. That is why I will be the only one fighting you one-on-one." Hu Thien Tom adds, almost as an afterthought, that this entire fight is being streamed live to the whole world. "So Mach, Your glorious hero career started on a live stream, so it is only fitting that it ends on one too. The scene cuts to the live broadcast where the comments are flying. People are saying the Mac Corporation hunters are toast because the enemy looks beastly. It is already 0 to 5. Is the corporation just here to be a joke? How do they expect to kill Chu Mach? The chat is getting heated. Yo, is that guy above me legit crazy, or what? Are you really rooting for a psycho like Chu Mach? The corporation sucks too. If they both get wiped out, I am popping champagne. Other comments are like, I am dead. This cultivator looks like a total mess, and yet he is still trying to flex on Chu Mach. I bet he does not last 10 seconds. Seriously though, at least the cultivators from the four great sects look somewhat righteous. I hope they win. Tian Lian Son is hiding out somewhere else. He is watching the stream on his phone and cursing. Unbelievable. How do these cultivators have the guts to do this? They are streaming the fight behind our backs. Our corporation's reputation is going straight down the drain. Ghost quickly steps in to try and explain. It is a dirty move, but we never officially banned live streaming. We just have to take the hit and keep quiet for now. What a smart play. They are using us and Chu Mach as stepping stones so they can swoop in and look like the heroes. Tian Lian Son yells back angrily, well, that only works if they actually manage to win the fight. That useless sect master? You cannot seriously think he can win a one-on-one against Chu Mach. Ghost looks up at the barrier trapping them. He gives a little smirk and says, a fair one-on-one fight? That is just a line they use to fool the public. My eyes can see the energy signatures of everything around here, not just the sect master's power. The other 3 sect masters are already hiding right inside that formation. Their silhouettes slowly begin to show, so Mach shoots a glance at Kuthi and Tam. Before we get into it, I have one question. Do you 4 sect masters actually control the secret realm yourselves? He explains without a second thought. You really do not know this? The secret realm is a massive defense against the other world, built by ancient cultivators. The secret realm runs on its own laws. Even we can only interfere with it a tiny bit. So Mach gives a light laugh and says, thanks for clearing that up. I feel much better. Kuthi and Tam looks confused. Wait, what? Relax about what? So Mach speaks up with a smirk, knowing that if I wipe out all 4 of you, the world will still be totally fine. That is what gives me peace of mind. Meanwhile, in Dan Mu City, 200 kilometers from the battlefield. It is a peaceful place, but there might be some trouble brewing under the surface. A deep red bus sits parked by the road, standing out under the bright, hot sun. Someone asks excitedly, hey, were you guys also forced to evacuate the area too? A man inside replies, obviously. Everyone in the city was forced to leave today. A group of massive guys basically rounded us all up for this bus. The rescue management staff told us to wait here. They said they would figure out our food and housing later on. After hearing that, the kid starts cursing up a storm. Screw that! What kind of rescue management is this supposed to be? Those corporate bloodsuckers are at it again. I'm from Kishan City, but yesterday we were all forced out of our homes like cattle. Spent last night bunking with hundreds in a stadium. If you want a nice room, you better pay for a hotel yourself. And the food, those boxed lunches they hand out, yeah, we still pay for those out of our own pockets. Blue hair guy just lets out a shocked grunt. This is insane. When do we finally get to go home? That guy with glasses answers back, saying we have to wait for the fight between Sumo and the corporation to end. I hope they don't wreck my place. I still have a mortgage to pay. Blue hair tries to comfort the guy. Chill out, man. They are duking it out at the base outside Kishan. That's at least 15 kilometers from the city. Your house is totally safe. He feels it, but I honestly don't get it at all. Our town is 100 kilometers from Kishan and they still forced us out. Talk about making a mountain out of a molehill. It's not like it's a world war. A black bird circles above, dropping a few feathers. The whole vibe screams that something weird is about to go down. The sky is bright blue, but that black bird makes it feel like danger is lurking nearby. Suddenly, the guy with glasses asks, yo, you hear that? Something is definitely making a noise. A kid nearby points up and yells, look at the birds, there are so many of them. Out in the Kishan suburbs, over at Mount Ziwu, rain starts hammering the peaks while weird blue flashes light up the sky. Strange crystals begin falling from the clouds like some kind of jagged cosmic ice. Right in the middle of this storm, some crazy guy is hugging a tree while holding his phone to livestream the chaos. He starts yelling to his followers on the stream. Right now, Kishan City is getting totally buried under a massive, crushing landslide. Kishan is facing a total disaster right now. Skyscrapers are being crushed by falling boulders while the wind rips through the streets. It's literally like watching the end of the world on a live stream. He's standing in the storm as debris flies everywhere, smacking him right in the face. This is insane. Did you guys see that? That mountain right in front of me just straight up vanished. A massive tornado forms, shredding everything with dirt and debris. You can see its raw, destructive power with your own eyes. Today, the whole world finally understands what it means to be the strongest power on Earth. Almost everything is wiped out. This beautiful green city is now nothing but twisted scrap metal and massive clouds of choking dust. The fallout from the battle between Sumo and those cultivators is streaming live for the whole world to witness. Everyone is breaking into a cold sweat watching this. The entire world has gone silent. This is the quietest minute since the internet was invented. Everyone is just dead silent, glued to the footage of the destruction on their screens. All that respect, hope, and pure terror. It was all caused by just one single person. The city is drowned in a sea of fire. Black smoke rises everywhere, painting a vivid picture of hell. This is what happened in just 1 minute of fighting between Sumo and the 4 sect leaders. Ku Tianshan is trapped in a bubble shield with Sumo standing right in his face. He speaks up with total contempt. He can literally rewrite the weather and the entire terrain whenever he feels like it. Your skills aren't half bad. They'd probably be pretty useful for plowing a field or something. One of the 3 hidden sect leaders starts charging a massive move, surrounding himself with dangerous purple lightning. He calls it the primordial purple divine thunder, and it looks absolutely lethal. Every bolt aims for Sumo, but he's too fast. He dodges that deadly lightning like it's absolutely nothing. Over here, another masked leader conjures spheres of bright blue fire. The 9 Hells Calamity Fire explodes with massive power. A strike from above comes crashing down fast, but Sumo is 1 step ahead. He dodges it right in front of Ku Tianshin's eyes. The guy is shocked, sweat pouring down his face. Sumo drops a heavy strike toward the earth with total confidence, his eyes showing no emotion at all. Sumo's devastating attack is aimed directly at that bubble shield guarding Ku Tianshin. He hits the deck, coughing and gritting his teeth against the pain. He can't believe this guy actually managed to punch right through his spatial defense. Suddenly, someone steps forward, completely surrounded by a blinding neon green light. 16 broken bones and 2 internal bleeds. That's a pretty heavy price to pay. Eternal life rebirth, they shout, raising a wand to instantly heal Ku Tianshin. In that pitch-black city, a blinding light washes over the skyscrapers and the clouds above. Sumo just watches without doing a thing. He looks a little bit surprised by what he's seeing. Not only are his wounds gone, but even his clothes are back to normal. Talk about a total cheat code ability. Before he can finish, the fully healed Ku Tianshin snaps back. Hey, that's my line, kid. After all those hits, you don't have a scratch. I have to admit, we really underestimated what you can do. Sumo just smirks. Wait, you're not about to surrender, are you? Ku Tianshin looks at him, eyes full of sadness. The former leaders of the 4 great sects were known as Seekers because they pursued the forbidden power hidden within magic itself. Being a Seeker is a total blessing, but honestly, it is also a massive curse. We scored this legendary inheritance, giving us crazy power spikes and endless magic tricks to flex with. But just when we think we are finally ready to ascend to godhood, everything hits the fan. Every single Seeker who tried it before just died a miserable death. However, the biggest loser in the history of the Fire Palace actually found a total loophole in the system. He kept talking while summoning these glowing rainbow orbs around his body, staring intensely into one of them like he was seeing the future. Kook Thien Tam went on, explaining how this guy named Thuongno obsessed over becoming a Seeker worthy of the title. He eventually figured out a secret method to trade his own lifespan for raw, unstoppable combat power. He forced a glitch in his trial to enter a half-god state. Now, 3 powerful sect leaders have emerged to face him. Kook Thien Tam cleared his throat and said, Chu Mach, feel lucky. It has been ages since anyone witnessed this kind of power. This is the very first time 4 Seekers have all activated their half-ascension states at the same time, just to absolutely annihilate one single enemy standing before them. So Mach just shrugged and replied calmly, So you are actually burning your own lives just to take me down? Let us see what you have got then. Since you paid such a high price, you better have a huge surprise for me. Kook Thien Tam kept trash-talking about finally ending him when suddenly the system glitched with an urgent alert. The 3rd secret realm is going to open in exactly 5 seconds. Time for the saviors to get ready. Kook Thien Tam looked totally lost and helpless, but he could not stop the timer. Even those 3 big-shot sect leaders just stood there like statues for 5 seconds, looking completely annoyed by the timing. So Mach put his hands in his pockets. What a shame. You are fading out. I will just kill you all once I get back. Kook Ngan Tam screamed in a rage. Do not let him leave. If he escapes, this whole formation is going to blow back on us. He teamed up with the other leaders to blast. So Mach with everything they had. He roared, Get back here right now. So Mach watched them calmly. You could try stopping the realm from shifting, but you look like you are really struggling there, buddy. Kooknon Tom's face turned purple with rage as he gritted his teeth. The portal is closing. Get out here. Our battle is not finished yet. You are not planning to run, are you? So Mach scoffed. Running away? What are you even talking about? If the realm battlefield falls, monsters will invade Earth. Do you really think our little fight is more important than the survival of humanity? He snapped his fingers. A guy like you is actually a sect leader? How embarrassing for the rest of the four great sects. Just like that, So Mach vanished. Kook Ngan Tam roared in a blind fury. You absolute scum! I will destroy you! He stood there alone in the middle of the freezing square, his long hair whipping around wildly in the wind. A blinding explosion of bright blue energy surged from his feet like a massive, jagged frozen web, ripping the ground apart and freezing the entire space solid in an instant. Someone yelled, "It is over! The backlash from the formation is starting! We have to shut it down right now!" A panicked voice rang out as twisted monsters crawled out of the black smoke. "We cannot stop! This is a death contract!" So Mach left the battle early. So now we are the ones paying the price. Someone shrieked in total terror. Black smoke surged into Kukengan Tam, making him scream in agony as his eyes turned blood red and thick gore leaked from the corners of his mouth. He thought to himself, at least I can dump all this damage onto the disciples who helped me activate the formation. Weirdly, the pain was not as bad as he thought. Then, it hit him. Those three other leaders were also dumping their damage onto others. A massive black tornado of smoke swallowed the entire area, trapping those three hidden sect leaders in the middle of the chaos. The truth about this duel was finally coming out. The livestream comments started blowing up. Did you guys see that? There are 3 more people up there besides Kook. Another comment just said, I am literally dead. Are they serious right now? It was supposed to be a one-on-one, but it is actually 4-on-1. So cringe. Then, the screen just went black with smoke. Wait, where is Mock God? Someone replied. Bruh, did you skip the stream? He already jumped into the secret realm. Even on the secret realm's dedicated livestream, there was no sign of Mock God anywhere. What happened to him? After jumping through the portal, So Mach landed in a desolate wasteland surrounded by nothing but jagged rocks. He realized this was not the secret realm at all. Suddenly, a panicked girl came sprinting toward him from out of nowhere. Master So Mach, this is the Ashlands. We are totally cooked. If I knew it was this place, I never would have come. Why did I even follow you for fun? I could be home eating fried chicken, So Mach asked. Is the Ashlands really that dangerous? She looked absolutely terrified. It is not just bad, it is a total death zone. This entire region is a space-time nightmare. Even the most powerful monsters who tried to explore the Ashlands in the past were completely wiped out and erased from existence. Even the gods of my world would not dare step foot here without carrying a world stone to protect them. Oh, So Mach muttered. Looks like someone messed with the portal and accidentally sent me to the wrong neighborhood. 3 glowing stars pop up over his head. He asks her, so these 3 stars represent our world in the secret realm, right? If we hit those, we're home. Ngaini is bawling. The red one? That is the world of beasts. The blue one is the human world. In between is the secret realm, but it is all an illusion. Just echoes of the past. We gotta find the real portal to actually get back home. She warns that this white earth is full of fake doors. 99% are traps to lethal dimensions. Plus, our odds are 1 in a trillion. Finding the real exit is impossible. Suddenly, the system pings. Day 3 login check. Processing. Wait, a reward is coming. New item unlocked. The golden eyes of the stone monkey. Forged in rock and cosmic energy. At birth, its golden gaze pierced the heavens and shook the gods. So Mach stares at his screen. Ngaini is still sobbing while the system keeps scrolling text. You can see through everything. Skill 1. Spot enemy weaknesses. Skill 2. Analyze all data. So Mach looks dead serious. Ngaini, dry those eyes. It is time to move out. She grabs his sleeve, shaking. Lord So Mach, do not wander off.